hold your baby. Let's have a good time too. But the corrupt one lady, all I want fair guy. What's the corrupt one lady? All I want fair guy. What's the corrupt one lady? All I want fair guy. And what's the corrupt one lady? All I want fair guy. Kolle sheshe, kolle bossy, kolle sheshe, ani kolle bossy, like yo. Go someone, to the share, to the share, someone knows to the share, someone knows you just share, someone knows you just share, someone knows you just share. One lady, all I want fair guy. One lady, all I want fair guy. Something colle sheshe, colle bossy, and colle sheshe, colle bossy, aye yo. Go someone, to junction, and the junction, someone know to junction, someone know to junction, someone know to junction, someone know to junction, go someone to junction. Only one caressing number one caressing number one caressing number one. I want my day one you caressing. Everybody say, one caressing number one, one caressing number one, one caressing number one. I want my day one you caressing. You don't know only more. Only dodo, only more. Alagara, so the guru. Igati ota, ogreta kale. Ewa oja ni la fiaji. Only dodo, only more. Sori guguru, ìgbà tí kò tà, ó gbéga kalẹ̀. Ẹ wá wò jáde láfíà. Ẹgbẹ́ mi sọ fún Sisi yẹn kó mọ́ ìlọ. Mo ti sọ fún pé fájì tẹ́lẹ̀ láwa. Ẹgbẹ́ mi sọ fún bébí yẹn kó mọ́ ìlọ. Mo ti sọ fún pé fájì tẹ́lẹ̀ láwa. Bébí jọ̀wọ́ kó mọ́ ìlọ. Tutu sakomi yo, ọmọ pupa lè mi fẹ́, ọmọ pupa o, jọ̀wọ́ mo fẹ́ràn rẹ o, ọmọ pupa o, ọmọ pupa lè mi fẹ́, ọmọ pupa o, jọ̀wọ́ mo fẹ́ràn rẹ o.
What's going on, guys, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back. This is Ola coming to you live from my Empire Pro Studios on the road, in the middle of nowhere. But I am somewhere in Texas. But how are you guys doing? Happy weekend. Welcome back. Do me a favor, hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications. so you're notified when we go live. We have a story to catch up on today. I've dropped a video about this last week. I dropped quite a few videos, so if you haven't seen those, make sure you're going back there to watch those videos, because it's lots of lessons, insights, and things like that I would like to extract out of you, as a matter of fact. But do me a favor, again, hit like, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications so you're notified when we go live, when we drop videos. Okay, I'm a marriage coach, I'm a relationship coach, I'm a business and marketing coach. So if you need any one of those services, or a complimentary consultation, the link is in the description box below. I'm a 5 times author. You can download my books for free. There's 2 of the books written with the help of my wife. All of them you can download it from manofprestige.com. manofprestige.com. You have questions, you can hit me up at my email, ask@manofprestige.com. So I'm not just hitting some of these topics from a standpoint of content creation. My goal is that you walk away from here with a special fresh insight, if not a lesson, but at least a fresh insight to how life works, how power dynamics work, how relationships work, how life and business works all in general. You know how you turn around and say, I don't understand Obrilaye. I say, no, it's not that deep. You attract who you are. So that you attract who you are concept is going to be highlighted heavily today. We have the story of the truth and dare story with IJOBA LANDE and Babati/DARA. So of course the best marriage coach will translate for you today, because a lot of the story were in Yoruba, and I'm also going to do some analysis. And at the top of the hour, if somebody reminds me, I'll drop the link. I will end at 2 hours. Our live sessions cannot go beyond 2 hours. I need to stay on top of that, because if I don't stay on top of it, we can go evidently we can go as far as 7 hours. So we don't want to do that. All right, I want you to be able to go back to your family, spend some time, some weekend with them, quality time, because that's how people end up with homeless kids inside of their own house, and then they become an ashake, and then they come and tell us that they used to spend money but they were present, and then they're now confused. Yeah, whatever. But anyway, today we're going to highlight you attract who you are. I know you have an urge. Shout out to Adebusola. I see Adebusola Lizzie. Hello. I know you have an urge to blame everything but self. Everything else but self. For all the ups and downs, the hilo of life. All the wahalas and the hilos of life. Naturally, of course, you want to blame other people. Not naturally, it's their fault. No. Naturally, even if you can learn something, you rather blame other people. That's just how it works, which is why a lot of people struggle, because they don't really tackle the main point of contention, their main leverage point. They don't tackle that ever, because they're spending most of their energy on holding everything else but self accountable. So, but when do we get to call them out? As soon as you're done holding yourself accountable. What if they're truly wrong? They are wrong already. What else do you want? Oh, to correct them so they are right? Yeah, right. Good luck. Hello, Jari Adebusola. Good to see you. All right, so yes, of course, today we're going to be talking about IJOBA LANDE. LANDE exposed. LANDE is exposed. LANDE is the automatic underdog in this story. What happened? Babati slept with his wife. Babati and apparently 21 other people slept with his wife. So the whole of society, of course, women alike, they have decided to take sides with LANDE, because generally speaking, people can't wait to take sides with whatever seems to be the underdog. Babati is a guy in pink, and LANDE and his ex-wife to be, I don't even know if they are truly married, but that's the wife, Sha. Anyway, that's them on to the right. And Lande cried out about 2-3 weeks ago that his wife, who has one child for him, and I think there's some also reports that he's done NDA. I doubt that happened. He's done NDA test and the child came out not to be his, but I doubt if that happened. That was not confirmed. But you know, people are sensationalizing the story and they're making it sound like what they would like to hear. You know that kind of story where the end opens cinema, where the enemy just die a sudden death. I'm telling you, last year when Trump was creating a serious buzz that people they never expected it coming, right? I voted for Kamala, but I'm willing to admit that I voted for Kamala purely because I was voting against the volatility of the idea of Trump. Okay, not necessarily Trump is himself, but as what you've seen with the stock market in the past few days, all the ups and downs. I just at that level, at the government level, I don't appreciate such a level of ups and downs, hilo, where you don't really, everything's so unpredictable. I like it to be stable, so I voted against that. And then when it comes to economy, I believe that I'm responsible for my own personal and family economy. Ultimately, that's my personal belief. When it comes to immigration, I believe I can't really judge when it comes to that. I believe the lawmakers will do what's right based off of so many information that I don't have access to. So I let them handle that. So anyway, IJOBA LANDE in this story happens to be the underdog because everybody felt sorry for him. How can a woman take advantage of such an innocent guy? Correct me if I'm wrong, that's the rhetoric that's been there on the internet so far. Okay, such an innocent, clean guy. What did he say in his video? He said, that means she smokes weed like crazy. Emma is a type of rat, I think. But point is that she's always smoking weed and she slept with 21 actors, but he was able to call out just one of them. Called out one of them. But anyway, since then there's another lady involved, Mary Gold, who is involved in very shady, weird ways as well. She went out there, she was hanging out with Mary Gold, who was a friend to Lande, a friend and manager to Lande, the gentleman we're looking at. Who's Lande? Lande is a skit maker. Baba T is an actor. And Dara Simi, the lady right next to Lande, is Lande's wife, an actor, and also content creator. There you go, content creator. So they jumped out there on another lady's platform, a content creator, and they started telling on themselves. And then come to find out that it was all about truth or dare. There was a truth or dare game that went wrong, that went south. Okay. What is truth or dare? Truth or dare is a game. Did somebody say adult game? It's a game. Well, I guess maybe you call it adult game. It's a game where I can dare you or ask you to tell the truth. I'll dare you to do something. It's usually something that is difficult to do, a task that's difficult to do, or I'll ask you a question and you must tell the truth. So I'm counting on you telling the truth, of course. Tell me the truth. Or, so it can go either that way, right? So if I choose to ask you a question and you must tell me the truth, if you don't want to tell me the truth of it, you must take a sip of alcohol. It's usually alcohol that they use for it, right? So you take a shot of alcohol, you take a shot. So every time you don't want to tell the truth, or if we had chosen for you to do what I dare you to do, for every time you don't want to do what you're supposed to do that I dare you to do, you have to take a shot. So the idea is people are getting drunk, they're getting drunk, or they're telling on themselves, they're telling this absolute truth, or they're doing things that are very difficult to do. You get it? So the next question could be, okay, is it truth or dare? Is truth. Okay, tell me what happened on this day and I need you to tell me the truth. Okay, so you now owe me the truth. If it's something too difficult, you don't want to tell me the truth, you take a shot. Or if we are chosen to go to there, say, okay, what's the next question? Okay, it's dare. Okay, I dare you to, if you don't want to do the thing, you take a shot. So what happened was that one of those crazy questions was, adults, if you have children in the room, get them out of the room, okay? So one of those questions, hit the like button as you're coming in, by the way, welcome. One of those questions was that the married wife, okay, so she went out there, she was hanging out with Mary Gold. Remember, Mary Gold is a manager to IJOBA LANDE. Let's just call him LANDE, right? Is a manager as well as a friend. She also used to allegedly be his girlfriend before she decided to give the wife, the present wife, as a girlfriend to him. So she used to date him. Something like, it's crazy, it's wild, okay? But I'm telling you, today it's not going to be about the intricate details. Today it's about you attract who you are, okay? All right. And then there's this idea, a lot of people, they jump out in social media, they say marriage is a scam. Some people will say, I know, in the same spirit, by the way, they'll say education is a scam. Okay. In the same spirit too, the way I respond to them is that if you think marriage is a scam, you're right. Okay. If you think education is a scam, you're right. Here, why do I think you're right? Because I think you're speaking from your place of experience, your outlook, that creates your outlook on life, and it is what it is, you know. So unless I find an angle where I can add value to you, I usually don't address it. To me, it's the same thing as arguing with a person if there is God or there's no God. Okay. So if I feel the need to convince you otherwise, it has to be from a place of value. If I can't identify that I'm giving you value, I think it's pointless, and I think it's lunatic to actually try to convince a person in that way. All right, now back to the topic. I dare you. Okay, so now one of the two. Okay, there are three people. So she went out. She went to Baba T's house. That's how Baba T got involved. Baba T is an actor. He's well known. LANDE is a skit maker, well known. He went viral a couple of times on social media, so he's well known. Her, she's not really known. She's an upcoming content creator, upcoming actor. And then she was hanging out with the manager, Mary Gold. Mary Gold was having an event, and Mary Gold was like, okay, come with me. Let's go hang out, or let's go to Baba T's house. And they ended up there, and one of those questions, one of those crazy questions is, I dare you to give Dara Simi a doggy. You're like, what? I dare you, Baba T, an unmarried single father, we're in your house, you're a bachelor, a single father, living alone. We're just here hanging out. We're doing truth or dare. We're cooking in your kitchen. We're just hanging out. I dare, we're also kind of drinking, but not yet drinking. I dare you to give Dara Simi, who is a married woman, a doggy. And that's how everything went left. All right. So now, since then, they've told us some truth, some fake news, some all kind of stuff. A lot of people are stuck on who is right, who is wrong. A lot of people, of course, have taken sides with LANDE and saying, don't you be careful who you marry into. And everybody since then, tell me if I'm wrong. Okay. Everybody since then, they've missed the main lesson. The main lesson I'm sharing with you up front right now is that you will attract who you are. LANDE is not innocent. LANDE has been a person that has been spending money on betting. All the money was making from Facebook. Before Facebook demonetized him, he sold his car and he was betting. He was gambling. That's the right language. He was gambling with his money. He's gotten stuck financially a few times. Is that the reason why a woman should go and sleep with another person? Or, as she said, she didn't mean to go and sleep with another person. In fact, she doesn't remember sleeping with another person. The only thing she remembers is she sat on the guy's lap, but she was very drunk. In the first place, she shouldn't have been at another man's house in that manner without the knowledge of her husband. But that's not the lesson. LANDE jumped out here. At first, he disappeared for some days. Some people were looking for him. They thought he was depressed. He probably was depressed. And so now he came out to say, this woman did the worst to me. And then they painted a perfect picture where he is the victim. All right. So is it the victim? Maybe. But I promise you today it's not really relevant. So I want to react to this video by Dr. Abiola, who is a well-known actress. I want to react to that video because now Dara has come out to tell us a little bit more of the story from her own standpoint. It looked in the beginning like she's about to control the narrative, but I think it was, I think my assessment is that I think it was, I won't use the word honest. It was sincere enough. It was sincere enough for me to say, okay, there's some truth there. And at the end of it, she actually apologized to the public. She admitted that she was wrong to have gone to that guy's at all as a married woman. She also apologized to LANDE to please forgive her. But I want to highlight today that LANDE is not innocent. LANDE, and I think innocence is not really relevant too. It's not about him being wrong. It's about knowing that education, emotional intelligence is very important in this time and age. Common sense, whatever you think common sense is not going to cut it. Common sense say, don't marry into the wrong family. Okay, good. Clap for yourself. Now we know. We didn't know before. Common sense say, be careful what kind of woman you marry. Or, believe women at your own peril. That's what common sense tells you. Good. Shout out to you. Congratulations. Clap for yourself. We did not know that before. Okay. I don't care for common sense. Okay. Beyond just the common sense that I have and that you have. Imagine me come to you and say you don't have common sense. See, now I don't get sense, right? Now I'm judging you, right? So all of us get sense. But we need to ask more questions when it comes to this topic of marriage, relationships, parenting. I don't think I need to tell you that when it comes to business, right? Anything that has to do with interactions of human beings, you need to ask more questions beyond right and wrong. If you're not, you're going to miss out big time. All right. So Uncle Patrick is here. Uncle Patrick, sir, how are you, sir? He said the truth or dare game will destroy our children. This is not good for this generation. It's a game that was decided, it's a secular game, obviously. It was supposed to be for fun. But the truth or dare game is like marriage itself. It's a double-edged sword. It's like life itself. It's like social media. We can't blame truth or dare for it. But when you have adults, it's the same thing as a married woman going on a girl's trip. You don't have to do anything bad, but is it an environment where you might do something bad? Yes, but also based on many other factors, like what kind of friends do you have? Where is your relationship? Where is your relationship presently? The status of your relationship. There are so many women that don't mean to go and commit anything funny when they go on girls' trip, but they end up doing exactly that. They thought they had self-control, but there was enough void, and they might not have realized it, and they didn't think they could do something so bad. Oh, but it's always preconceived. The two things can be true at the same time, Sometimes, first of all, nobody's perfect. Number two, nobody is saying you shouldn't be perfect. Number three, that your perfection. Welcome, Chiye. Welcome. Now your perfection, you know where it belongs? In the poto. Like a filthy rag. So the best thing you can do for yourself, no matter how good you think you are, is positioning. Position yourself to win. Make sure the closest 5 people around you are winners. There are people that are smarter than you. Sometimes, a lot of times, you can learn from them, right? It's okay for them to learn from you because if you're not bringing value, they will leave you behind too, right? But there are people you can learn from. There are people that move you in a certain direction. It's like an alcoholic saying, I have self-control, so I can still go to a party where they're drinking. Like, nah, bro. You're going to collect woto. That's your perfection is going to end up in a poto. So why am I saying that? You have to know your weaknesses, you have to know your strength, You cannot have any of this conversation without identifying the strength, the weakness, the opportunities, the threat against whatever you're looking to achieve, right? The opportunities in any situation you present yourself, there are also threats in any situation, right? And there are strengths and there's weaknesses, and all of us have all of the above. So a lot of people, they rather operate from two dimensions, one of two dimensions. It's either you're right or you're wrong. Let's just call a spade a spade. Yeah, right. Good for you. Congratulations. Good luck. Okay. But today I want to tell you that even though LANDE seems uneducated, it's not exactly uneducated. His English speaking is quite funny and interesting, and obviously indicative that he did not complete school. That's about it. It doesn't mean he is not smart. It doesn't mean he doesn't know enough to go on the internet, create some viral content, and then gather sympathy. He probably was depressed. But then somebody told him, like, why are you depressed? Just use the story to catch cruise now and get some money. So you notice that there's a mix of he's serious, but he's also trying to catch cruise. You notice that. But it's not good enough, you know. So when I say education is not a scam, I guarantee you, I'm not talking about books, okay? I'm just talking about being open-minded and receiving from other people. I'm talking about being open-minded. I'm talking about remaining a student of life. That's what I'm talking about. If I'm looking up a lot, I'm sorry. I'm looking at the window here that I'm using as light. It's a lot of activity, so I'm sorry, but I'm with you. I'm with you, I promise. Okay. So yes. Uncle Patrick says 1 Corinthians 15:33. Bad company corrupts good character. Love it. Love it. I love this kind of scriptures. Anytime you get a chance to drop them for me, drop them for me. I'm a terrible Bible scholar, but I know the scriptures that I love. I know them. But a lot of my natural energy simply don't go into cramming the scriptures. Okay. Plus, I think people that cram scriptures, I know them, most of them are weirdos and liars. I'm sorry. You know, that's just how I feel. Okay. I don't know the numbers, but that's just what I've noticed. All right. So, like, for example, yesterday I detected Proverbs, something I've been saying for a long time. I detected Proverbs 10:19 from I think the new translation, the new let's see here. Let's see what version here. I think it was new translation version, something like that. But it says Proverbs 10:19. So that's becoming, the problem is that in 3 months time I would have forgotten the actual scripture. Where is that? Yeah, it's new living translation. You know, the way I always said it, you know, you would think I'm saying it from the Bible, but no, I wasn't. It's just my own personal observation, lessons in life, and some of the professional stuff I've done, you know. But this right here, Proverbs 10:19 in the New Living Translation states, too much talk leads to sin. Be sensible and keep your mouth shut. The way I used to say it is that if you talk too much, you tell on yourself, right? It's the same principle, same concept. If you live by it, it works in your favor. Silence is golden. Like, that's a whole chapter in our book. It's always true from a general standpoint. Oh, but sometimes you should just speak up. Yeah, that's why you say sometimes, exception. For the most part, you should shut up and listen more. Anyway, so I love the scripture. So Uncle Patrick, thank you for that. I always love it when you guys can drop it. Okay, so maybe New International Version says it too. Yes, awesome. All right, good. So now let's talk about LANDE. I want to play a couple of videos from the past few days that were trending, and then I'll do the translation to whatever he said in Yoruba, and then we'll take it from there. Let's listen to this one.
tí Mary ò dẹ̀ sí bẹ́ẹ̀ ńgbà tán ń bá a sùn káwọn yẹn náà wá jáde pé àwọn fẹ́ sùn ní pé kò ṣẹlẹ̀ o.
He said there are two evidences that he has. People that were sleeping with her when Mary was not there. Remember the characters now. This is LANDE talking. Okay, I'm doing the translation because he speaks in Yoruba for the most part. That's what he's known for. Right? He said he has two evidences. He's talking to Daddy Freeze. He said he has two evidences of people that she slept with that Mary was not there. Remember, Mary is like this funny character who was also manager to LANDE, the guy that's speaking, also a friend, also an ex-girlfriend allegedly. But anytime the wife, who is now accusing of cheating and sleeping with somebody else, anytime the wife would say something or try to hold Mary accountable, for example, they were donating money to some kind of microfinancing arrangement. We call them IJOBA in Yoruba land, right? She wasn't paying up and it became trouble, and she called Mary out. LANDE apparently got defensive, and even occasionally, sometimes he had actually hit her physically. Okay, so what we're talking about here, allegedly, according to DARA, the actual wife, is also involving domestic violence. If you notice, LANDE never told us that there was domestic violence involved. We don't know if she's telling the truth, but she's accused him. She's alleging domestic violence. On top of that, so that's one thing that we should note, domestic violence. The second thing is that she said that with the truth or dare, she wasn't, the only thing she remembers is that she was drunk, and when they said she should do doggy, she said she couldn't do doggy. Okay, doggy, for those of you that don't know, is when a woman is laying down like a dog and she's being banged from the back by another person in a sexual way. That's what doggy, that's a doggy position. It's a sexual position. So she's saying she does not remember that unless she was too drunk and she doesn't remember. That's borderline accusation of being taken advantage of while she was drunk. She said the only thing she remembers is sitting on his lap. The guy with his full chest, Babati, is also just as dumb as all three of them. Babati speak better English than them, okay? But he's jumping out on this social media talking about, yes, I did doggy. First, you're not answering an allegation. You are jumping out there saying you did doggy. When, and then the girl came back and said, I didn't do doggy unless I wasn't aware and I was too drunk. If this was in the Western world, we're having a different conversation entirely. That's crazy. That's wild. That's why I tell you, when you talk too much talking leads to sin. Let's go that route now. Be sensible and shut your mouth. Be patient. Don't be so quick to reply or respond to an allegation. Calm down. It's not the end of the world. Heaven is not about to fall out of the skies. If you're responding to anything or you're apologizing to anything, make sure you understand what you're responding to. That's the whole point of active listening. Make sure you take your time. It's patience. It's easier said than done, but you must learn it. It gets easier the more you practice it. It will seem like the whole world is about to collapse. How could they accuse you of that? You know what? What was the first thing that Babati did? He first of all came out and denied everything. He denied everything. Excuse me. Let me play that for you.
Hello, my name is Tayo Babatunde.
Oh, sorry. This is the apology. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, God. Let me say. This is the apology right here. This is him swallowing everything he said after the fact. Where's my favorite? Let's go to my profile. Favorite. I think I saved it on TikTok. Let's hope I did. I don't think I did. Okay, let me search it. What's his name? Babati. So he came out and started just making noise and saying, if you have your proof, where is your proof? You know, show me the proof that I slept with your wife. If you don't have, okay, I think I have it. Let's see if this is it. Okay, let me play that. I found it. Yay. Okay, this is it right here. Let me see. Yeah, he went to Daddy Freeze. Yes, he did. Is Ajo the same as Isusu? Well, they're donating money so that they can share the money at the end. Is that Isusu? Uncle Patrick says, how did Lande got those videos? Why making videos on infidelity? That's crazy for a married woman. So here's what we know so far, sir. We don't know. The only thing we have about the video is Lande saying he has videos. There's no videos anywhere. The girl is actually saying that there's no video, that nobody was recording her, that she doesn't know if somebody had a phone on the table or something recording audio. But in terms of actual video, she's denied there was no video. There's no video. This is all purely what Lande said. As you know, social media, once they pick a side, they will believe everything that comes from that side. Okay, it doesn't mean there's no video. I'm just saying, so far there's no evidence of any video anywhere, and the girl has denied that. If anything, you know. Okay, so that's what Isusu is. Okay, all right. So now let's listen to Babati. First of all, jumping out there to deny. If you're going to deny something, talk to your lawyers first, talk to your advisors, make sure there are people with sense. But let's listen to this.
Yeah, I don't even know. Never met Lande's wife all my life. Never.
He said, I never met Lande's wife all my life.
Together, I don't even know what she looks like. Not until mid last year when Mary Gold called me in regards of MC job, because I'm a stand-up comedian as well. Hello, Babati. I'm somewhere in your estate. Sorry, can I come see you around in regards of the launching of my movie? And I said, okay, you can. And Mary Gold actually came. She badged me with a total stranger that I do not know. And I said, why do you have to come to my house bringing a stranger without my consent? This is not done. And Mary Gold said, that girl is a content creator and upcoming artist. Her name is Dara. That was how she introduced the girl to me. I overheard Mary Gold saying, Odakwe Babati Timo. I badged in my apartment there. Kini Babati Mo. I want to know. Tell me what Babati. It took me a while before she could confess to me. And Mary Gold told me that she's Lande's wife. I was like, wow, she's Lande's wife? Why?
Okay, so he conveniently skipped the part here where he was sexually engaged with Lande's wife, okay? But eventually he confessed to it, and he since apologized. So if I get time, I'll play the apology. He since apologized to Lande and the whole world, and he was wrong, blah, 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 you know. But I'm just saying, when he jumped out there to do this apology, it was too early. It's too early. So again, let me be clear to those of you that have coconut head and you like to argue. Apologies, for the most time, they are destructive. They are usually given as a form of manipulation, a dismissive tool. It's a coping mechanism. Let's just forget this. You're not addressing that person's emotions. You're not addressing why they have an issue with you. You've lost patience. Let's just apologize and move on. And some people, they are the one demanding for apology. Meaning they can't see how the other person could possibly treat them, how they're treating them, beyond they're just wrong. If it's that simple, all you have to do is leave. If you can't leave, then there's other things we need to talk about. And again, apologies, you got to be careful. Either apologies for the most part, they are a form of shalaye, like you're just explaining, no evidence, and the other person is disconnected because you're disconnected from their emotions. Okay, you don't know why they're acting the way they're acting, but you made a conclusion that they're either right or wrong, or you're right or you're wrong, and unfortunately that only stands for so long. Eventually human beings are just going to be human beings. There's a whole experience that we're having here, and it's all about your relationship. And you will notice that the best relationships are not necessarily because somebody treated somebody right. It's because they felt or they continue to feel right around you. People don't care about anything outside of their feelings. I know, but we shouldn't live with their feelings. Exactly, should or shouldn't. Fantasies. The reality is that all of us, we operate from a place of feelings. While that sentence is correct, the idea is to push against our natural way of behaving. We naturally operate with our feelings. So push against it. Be self-aware. Be aware that we're operating with our feelings. And now you're applying some logic, not to deny completely that no, we should just be logical. Should, fantasies. You're not operating from a place of awareness. You're just fantasizing about what it isn't. We're not logical beings. We are weird peoples that get caught up in our feelings 99.999% of the time. Okay. So the only thing that's going to push against that is first step, self-awareness. Okay, and you cannot be self-aware if you're, it's a chain of things that connect together, and it starts at the point where you realize that right and wrong is not good enough. Let's continue.
Why can't you introduce her to me as Lande's wife? Why introducing her to me as Dara, the content creator? And the next, I found out that's Lande coming out.
All right, so
I was like,
now that was when Lande came out and called him out, right? All right, so that was the first time he jumped out there to deny. Then eventually he came back to apologize, which is this video right here with all the music. I don't know the point of the music, but
hello, my name is Tayo Babatunde Bernard, aka Babati, a content creator, an actor, and a stand-up comedian. I'm sorry about what happened between me and IJOBA Lande, and I'm so pissed with myself right now. There are so many illicit acts that we do in the closet, and we have to apply moral, because I never knew this could come to the public. I'm sorry about that. A lot of people do not know what they call truth or dare. It is an adult game. It is not a childhood game. I'm sorry about this immoral attitude. I take all responsibilities. But please.
Okay, I'm not gonna finish playing that. He's taking all responsibility. Okay, so he since apologized. I'm just pointing out some of the things that we need to learn about this story. All right, so now that we're here, she's going to tell us a little bit more about what happened. Again, we're finding out for probably she mentioned it shortly on Esabod's platform, but Lande is not innocent. I get that we want to focus on the woman who cheated and we want to castigate her, and you want to drag her by her, even though she doesn't have blockers, just drag her, right? But it's not that simple. Like there's a person that was, according to her, was irresponsible financially, and Lande attracted exactly who he is. This lady is not innocent, but she's Raz, and I mean that from a standpoint of very uneducated. But it's not really that type of education, because we have formal educated people that also fall into this kind of, and they miss it. See, I always tell us at the core of things, all of us is the same thing. Okay, if you're irresponsible financially, or maybe not irresponsible, but the reality of your life is that your woman doesn't feel safe and secure. And yes, that could mean financially, but the key word is safe and secure. If she doesn't feel safe and secure, even when she had told herself in the past that she would never do certain things, she is now vulnerable, and she might end up doing things that are not exactly the what she said she would never do, but other things that she never knew she would ever do, because she's vulnerable. Yeah, that's just how it works. Oh well, I don't encourage it. Discouraged. Don't do it, ladies. Okay? But I'm telling you right now that it's more to it than just telling people what they should or should not do, especially when you're dealing with adults. So I'm gonna go ahead and let me make sure I cover everything that I needed to cover. Let's play this one. Will capture the gist. Let me play this one.
Wọ́n níyàwó Lande kẹrù ó fi lélẹ̀ ó lọ. Mo ná ọmọ tó bá fi jó fẹ́, ìran náà ni ó wò lọ gbẹ̀yìn.
So they said Lande's wife left the house and went on how do you say that in English? Went on to get entertained in the streets. And then he said, well, if you married her with dancing, if you lured her into your world by dancing, and and you were able to use maybe money to cajole her to capture her, then she's going to also live in that same manner. Oh, say, oh, you went and married a single mother of 3. He said it's our third legs that's getting us in trouble, us men. He said, you already know that what you carried that you can't even carry it, that you should have known your place. I don't think this is relevant, but that's what he's saying. You know, this is some of the common sense knowledges or wisdom out there that just they don't really carry any weight, but it makes sense to a lot of people, right?
How many tons in Ayabu Lande Legbe tó lọ gbèrú adúrú ẹrù báyẹn wo ẹ̀yin single mother the association yín bẹ̀ tètè suspend ìyàwó Lande tó kẹ́rù tó lọ ó ti fi.
So his point is that it's because they were single mothers. So obviously he's wrong, dead on arrival. Let's listen to this one. Hi Tonya, what's going on, Tonya? Welcome. Listen to this.
I will not accept it back. But for me to make heaven, to make God to be forgive all my sin, I will forgive her. Say, you do your own part, but I forgive you, but it's gone.
Okay, so Lande said he's forgiving his wife, but he's not going to accept her back. Actually, he spoke English. Why did I translate that?
Understand? See, I know what I'm saying now. Some people, they will still be taking it to another thing. See, no matter anything do you in this life, if you ask for your forgiveness, please forgive the person. But don't allow the thing to repeat itself. Don't allow the mistake you do first to mistake again.
Word.
You understand me? That's what I'm saying. Understand?
He want to say it in Yoruba so we can understand. I think it's better. I think people should speak in their mother native tongue. I think a lot of people that come off as none or lack of emotional intelligence to you sometimes is because of language barrier. I've noticed that personally. But it's difficult to ask people because we've been conditioned to speak English all the time. That if you speak your native mother tongue, the one that comes off to you natural is what I mean. Okay, I feel like a lot of things don't get lost in translation. So I appreciate when I say, you know what, let me say it in Yoruba, maybe. So let him say it. Let's see if you can. What happened to it? Oh. That clip was cut off. Sorry. Anyway, I want to get into the main video while we're here today. And then I'll do 5 minutes at a time, and then we'll get the story and the gist from the lady's mouth. Problems. Let's see. Okay. Aha. Dr. Abiola. What's her name again? No. Is it? I think it's Adebayo. Let me see. Adebayo. Yes, my friend. Dr. Abiola Adebayo. She did an interview with her. So we're going to react to every 5 minutes and see if I can get some notes. Well, let me look at the chat real quick. Thus lie is Majad and Kajad. Wala. Babati is capping. Jumped out to run his mouth. Fake apology later. You know, so it's shameful to deny it the way he did and apologize later. Yeah, the best he should have just waited it out. It's difficult to wait it out, but that's what wise people do. You wait it out. Let heaven collapse from heaven if that's what's about to happen. Anytime you find yourself in crisis, it's best to calm down. Drink water, take a cold shower. Unless the thing is physically messing with you. Even in that case, call 911. Okay? Put yourself in a safe space and call 911. You can't really defend yourself in that manner. If it's just emotional or verbal attacks, stay calm. Listen beyond the obvious. Okay? Listen beyond the obvious. That's gonna take time. There's nothing you respond to like that. There's no response that's like that that's effective. That's the bottom line. Okay? And by the way, usually you can justify it. with, let's call a spade, okay? But there's no response that's immediately, like very hastily like that, that's effective. Because you're not capable of understanding everything that's going on in that moment. You're just not capable. Not especially when you're already caught up in your own emotions. You don't have the capacity to do that. So don't even try. Just stay calm, go in the shower, drink cold water, sleep over it. You know how our parents told us never go to bed if you're upset. You should never. That's not good if you're not on the same page. That's a terrible advice if you're not on the same page with the other person. If the other person is saying they want to go to bed, but you say you must talk tonight, there is no agreement there. There's nothing good that will come out of it. There's a scripture that supports that. I can't remember it. Right? I think it's Tia, remind me, you're the one that shared this with me. You shared it in another context, but it was Amos something. Amos something. If you don't agree, nothing can happen. So if you had made it a rule that you cannot go to bed angry because somebody told you should never go to bed angry, now you bring that to your marriage, and then you thought you're supposed to, but they told us we should never, and then the person is getting more aggravated, meaning you're creating bad results. But somehow you're stuck on that ideology you were raised with. Let me see if I can find it. Amos, agree. Let me see if I can find it. Bible. Thank goodness. Aha, I found it. Thank God for Google. Google is faster than you, Chia. That's the word right there. Oh, is it Amos 3:3? I don't think so. I guess it's Amos 3:3. Yeah, I think so. I don't know if it's exactly verse 3, but I thought it was something else. I was trying to remember another number, but let's just use this one right here. Amos 3:3. Can two walk together? Oh, thank you, sir. Uncle Patrick already pulled it for me. Can two walk together without agreeing on the direction? Yes, sir. That's it exactly. Right? So in that moment, you are stuck on the rules, right? They told me that we must not go to bed. You're not listening to what is happening in front of you. How do you listen to what is happening in front of you? The other person is shut down. They're not hearing you. The best thing you can do is let go and let God in that moment. What if the devil, the angel, was flying over our head and then our marriage got destroyed because of that moment? Okay. That's called fear. Fear is good as a motivation, okay? But if you are using it as motivation, but fear is a double-edged sword. If you're always operating from a place of fear, you will miss ya. You will jump out there, you do shalaye, you apologize prematurely, pre-ejaculation of apologies. It's how do I know if what I'm doing is wrong? Look at your result. Look at your result. Is it good? If it's not good, back off of it. Okay, let's back off. Okay, take some time. Why? Well, maybe you will like this language better. You allow God to do his magic. You can't carry the weight you're trying to carry. You don't have the capacity. Let God do the magic. So as you can see, it's not exactly about LANDE, DARA. It's not. What did LANDE do? Jump out there and painted the narrative from his own standpoint. He was the victim. He forgot to tell us that there might have been some kind of domestic violence situation. He forgot to tell us that he had gambling issues. I don't know if it's true, but it's believable the way she said it. So now that we're here, I think we should get into the story and react. All right. Apologies for taking so long, but let's go.
Part. She also assessed something, and I was.
Oh, let me skip this part.
Wow.
Okay.
Look at this.
Let's pay some bills.
94% of people believe company culture is
She was in the middle of the trending issue, truth or dare.
Truth or dare.
Now, she has come to say a story herself, what really happened, what led to that. I'm sure you would like to hear directly from her. Join me as I welcome Miss Dara Simi Ifeoluwa. Hello, ma'am.
Hello, man.
How are you doing?
I'm fine, man.
It's so good to have you here, okay?
It's my pleasure, man.
Okay, so let's get to meet you. What do you do? Tani Dara Simi, Kilenshi. Tell us about yourself.
Orúkọ tèmi ni Darasimi Ifeoluwa. I'm an actress.
Oh, you act?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. So I'm into movie industry.
Okay.
So that's what I did.
Okay.
For now.
She explain but she bere acting but she wọ movie industry fún wa.
So daddy mi kan ló jẹ́ kí n join film industry. Mr. Muyiwa Adegoke Londoner.
Oh, Londoner. Okay.
All right, so this whole part is about how she's an actress and she's giving some background. I'm just going to jump in because I don't want us to waste too much time on that. And feel free, again, to go watch it at on Biola Adebayo's platform. So if you want to watch the whole thing without interruption, just wait until we're done. And then if you understand Yoruba. But if you don't understand Yoruba, this is where we are. I'll give you the full gist. No worries. So let's start from mark 10 minutes.
Èèyàn ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ pàdé ara èèyàn ní so mi tẹ̀tí that time gan mi tẹ̀tí really serious pé okay bóyá mo fẹ́ fẹ́ àbí bóyá fẹ́ fẹ́ ara wa sílé but gbogbo nǹkan yí Ọlọ́run tí nǹkan bá ṣe ṣẹlẹ̀ along the line adẹjọ́ ń gbé bíi boyfriend and girlfriend ìgbà tó dẹ̀ yá ó mú mi lọ sí ọ̀dọ̀ àwọn parent ẹ̀ sọ pé ẹni tóun fẹ́ leléyìí o nǹkan kan báyẹn àṣà lọ meet àwọn parent ẹ̀ so wọ́n welcome mi dáadáa so ìgbà tá a padà sẹ́kọ̀ọ́ èmi náà lọ sọ fún mọ́mí sí mi pé ẹni tí mo fẹ́ leléyìí so ìgbà tá a dẹ̀ kúrò lọ́dọ̀ mọ́mí mi ní láti pè mí padà pé ṣé mo ti rò nǹkan tí mo fẹ́ ṣe yìí ṣá wípé ńgbà wo ni mo pàdé eléyìí wípé mo pàdé ẹ̀ nísìnyí báyìí ṣó ti pé 3 months tí mo ti sáré mú wálé pé mo fẹ́ marry wípé òun ni mo fẹ́ ṣé mo ti mọ̀ why ṣé mo ti sọ fáwọn gan ṣé mo ti sọ fáwọn tẹ́lẹ̀ pé mo fẹ́ mọ́kọ wálé àbí nǹkan wípé so ṣé mo ti lọ pray sí ṣé wọ́n ti sọ fún wa ṣé wọ́n ti ẹ mọ̀ èmi mo jẹ́ nǹkan tẹ́lẹ̀ pé mi kọ́lọ́ má jẹ́ kéèyàn rí jàyé mi kì í tètè believe nínú àwọn spiritual something because èmi mo ní believe pé nǹkan tó bá ṣẹlẹ̀ àmúwọ́ Ọlọ́run ni so ipe bóyá èèyàn fẹ́ marry èèyàn fẹ́ ṣe kéèyàn ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ máa lọ bèrè sí àbí mi kì í ṣerú ẹ̀dá.
All right, so this is a good point. I'm gonna move forward and then explain what just happened. So basically what she's saying, she's talking about how they got married. They met. She was also coming. She was still dating somebody else. She was a single mother, and they met and she brought him home. And the mother was like, you just finished the situation 3 months and then you're already bringing somebody else home to marry. And then she's saying she's not really a person who goes they go and do spiritual fact finding or to fact find. She's not really into that, but she just basically told her mother that, well, no, yeah, I prayed, but she didn't do a fact finding or any of those things. What I wanted to identify here is, if you notice, a lot of people that are making comments on this stuff, a lot of them are saying similar things, but from the side that favors Lande. They're basically saying Lande married the wrong person. For example, somebody said here, bad people should meet bad people. Stop hurting good people. You see? That's people that say things like that. They are the one that is either draining the other person in a marriage or creating bad marriage. Okay, so if they still have anything that's called a good marriage, I guarantee you they're draining the other person. It's only a matter of time. Because why? Because they think it's about good or bad people, right? It's not about good or bad people. Everybody is trying to accomplish the same thing. Everybody's trying to be happy. Do people commit bad stuff? Yes. But that's usually the symptom. There are other things going on behind the scenes, So like she's saying she wasn't into that, but both sides are doing the same thing. They suggest that both sides do the same thing. But somebody might say, but Ola, she didn't do it, so she ended up in a bad relationship. No, but that wasn't the topic. The topic was that she's the bad person who went and took advantage of LANDE, the so innocent guy. That's the rhetoric across the internet. So go figure. How come it wasn't LANDE that could have avoided this kind of situation? You know why? Because all of them are thinking, just find a good person. What is a good person? A person that makes me feel good in this moment. Right? A person that makes me feel good based on how I see the world. Maybe they spend money on you, or maybe maybe they are good in bed. Maybe they are fun to be around. That's what most people consider to be good people in that moment. See, the rest of us, when we're judging from the outside, when we say good people, we might mean good character, all this nice stuff, right? That we know lasts longer than anything short term. But when you are the one inside of it at that moment in time, good people is something that feels good. Sometimes we will justify it if they are like an usher in church, or a a drummer in church who is full of the spirit, right? It feels good. Feelings makes you feel safe. Why? Because they worship the same God in that manner that you've always fantasized about. Like, that brother, strong for the Lord. It could be an Odogu type of situation. That guy makes you feel safe because he makes sure that you're good. That's your feelings in that moment. So even if anybody is going to try to judge you from the outside looking in, you're not going to hear them, because whatever you're in right now feels good. So I understand. Again, she's a normal girl. Don't call her a normal girl. Well, she's a normal person, and she took this guy to her parents and wanted to marry. But what happened after that? We're jumping 5 minutes ahead. Let's see.
mi ò tẹ̀ lọ sí ọ̀dọ̀ Marigold yẹn pé àbí kò tẹ̀ because gbogbo àwọn ọ̀rẹ́ mi ló mọ̀ mind mi ò kàn tẹ̀ lọ sọ́dọ̀ ẹ̀ pé bóyá àbó ó lọ ṣe nǹkan àbó lọ bà mí jẹ́ àbó lọ because a close gan débi wípé a close gan mo fẹ́ lè sọ pé bóyá òun gan ni bestie mi because mo free mo.
So she's talking about the lady, the Marigold lady who used to be ex or allegedly dated LANDE before, and who is now the other third person in the room when the truth or dare story was going on. According to this young lady you're looking at, who is the wife, DARA, she said during the truth or dare, one of the dare or truth or dare questions was that who is going to give Babati a head. And Babati said Marigold actually gave him a head. Again, this guy just putting himself in trouble because he runs his mouth. Marigold said, hell no, I did not give you a head. Right? This lady you're looking at said, yes, she was the first person who actually did something sexual during the truth or dare, gave him oral sex. Okay, so she's talking about how, what she thought of this. She thought it was a best friend. She thought Marigold was a best friend until all of this happened, and now Marigold is on the side of just throwing her completely under the bus. Now, the part I didn't get in the story is what happened that she started throwing under the bus. Was she trying to defend herself in front of LANDE? Because LANDE is the one who came out and started calling everybody out. LANDE basically cursed out Babati on the internet, on TikTok, that he slept with his wife. And then everything has been scattered at Nyonyo since then. Let's keep going. So she's talking about Marigold right now. I just wanted to give you a background to who Marigold is.
Morgan. But she can't boy after a year plus. Ó kàn pè mí ní pé ṣá kí mi gbà tó rí pé mi àti LANDE ó repost mi àti LANDE. Ó wá repost Marigold yẹn náà pẹ̀lú bóyá tí a bá post bóyá ó repost Marigold yẹn ó rí mi àti Marigold yẹn náà pé àjọ ń wà papọ̀. So bó ṣe pè mí nìyẹn. Ó ṣá ní ó béèrè gbogbo àwọn ọ̀rẹ́ mi lọ́wọ́ mi, ó béèrè everybody. So gbà tó wá dórí Marigold, ó wá ní Marigold náà nǹkan ọ̀rẹ́ ẹ̀ mo ní ó wà dáadáa nǹkan kan báyìí wá ní ṣé mi àti Marigold sì jọ wà náà ni. Mo ní yes pé mi àti Marigold ipa àṣìjọ wà náà. Ó ní ṣé bóun warn mi pé kí n wà careful pẹ̀lú ọ̀rẹ́ pé ṣé ó dìgbà tí òun bá tó fi gbogbo ẹnu sọ̀rọ̀ fún mi ni. Mo wá ní fi gbogbo ẹnu sọ̀rọ̀ àzá pé kó sọ nǹkan tó bá máa sọ nǹkan kó ní kó náà ṣàjẹ́ kó yẹ pé wọn ò tún ní ọ̀rẹ́ ò ní bà tèmi jẹ́ níbi tí mo wà wípé wọ́n.
Okay, so what she's talking about here is that she's giving a background to some of the warnings she's received in the past.
One good way that you can help build urgency in the sale.
Right? Some of the warnings she's received in the past about Marigold, she's highlighting that she had been warned about Marigold in the past, that she should be careful of this girl as a friend. She said she used to date one person, and that person actually warned her about Marigold. She's given a background to why she should have been careful with this guy, basically this girl, Marigold, that Marigold is a bad friend and was a bad influence. Even though she takes full responsibility, she's taking full responsibility for being around such a bad influence. That's something that should have known a long time ago. That's what she's doing. To some people, it might sound like, well, she's trying to explain that she's not taking full accountability. Okay, so now you have to watch the full video to grab that she's trying her best to take full accountability. Okay, but at least after you watch the full video, you'll be able to make that assessment. So she said this girl, that somebody had been warning her about this girl for a long time, and she should have known. She told a story about one day she was dating some guy who was a married man, and she didn't really want to date a married man, but she just happened to be in that situation. And as how things were going, this guy would, this guy wanted to help her with her business or something like that, and give her some money, but warned her to not tell anybody that she was giving her some money. Don't get stuck at the fact that she dated a married man. She actually admitted that those are some of the things that she did growing up that was just wrong. So she said, okay, that the guy warned her, don't tell anybody, but don't tell anybody. Like, I have a bestie, Marigold. So you lady, first of all, gentlemen, if you tell a girl not to tell anybody, she's going to tell somebody that's close to her. Just know that and know peace. Okay. All right. Now, no, not me. I will never tell. I'm a good secretary. Yes, not you, but gentlemen. Okay. All right. Now, here's the thing. So she said the guy warned her, right? Because after she was given money by the guy, right? That the Marigold would go to her own boyfriend, who was friends with this guy, and basically manipulate the guy, and we say things like, you see this guy is giving her money and spending money on her all the time, whereas between the friends they didn't share that part. They didn't share that they were giving money to their girlfriends because they don't want to come off as a simp, or that they are giving money to women and stuff like that. It's something that's private as well. So the guy already knew that, okay, you're telling your girlfriend that I gave you money, so he comes back around and I get the story. So be careful. She's not necessarily a good friend because you're telling her secret thinking you can tell her secrets, but it comes back to me. After a while, the guy actually broke up with her because the guy was like, nah, like he's good. Like, actually blocked her off. But the guy told her later on when they met somewhere that's why. So let's continue. So that's why. So she's giving this background of this story to say, Marigold, I should have known a long time ago that she's one of two things: bad influence, okay, or a bad friend, completely outright bad friend. But I think she's talking about bad influence. So let's continue.
I understand. Mo kàn rí pé ó block mi, kò dẹ̀ sọ anything. So látàgbà yẹn kò sọ kankan mọ́. Mo wá àwọn dàgbà why tó ṣe block mi. Kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀? Kí ló dé tó fi tí number ò ṣe lọ mọ́. Mo ṣá wá lo another number. Mo fi pè. Ó kàn sọ fún mi pé òun ò ṣe mọ́ ni. I understand.
Let's jump ahead.
Kí ló dé tó ṣe mọ́? Kò rí èmi ò ráwọn.
Using the right weight matters. The body pod lets you easily understand what is the fastest way.
Ọ̀rẹ́ gan mi rí wọn papọ̀. Wọ́n fi sílẹ̀ òun nìkan, like tí mo bá pè mo lè béèrè pé níbo ló wà, ó lè ní òun wà nílé. Kí ló ń ṣe? Ó lè ní òun nìkan lòun. Kí ló ń ṣe? Ó lè ní òun nìkan lòun wà nílé pé màá ní okay, ṣé o máa ṣeré wá sọ́dọ̀ mi. So ìgbà mi òun náà dẹ̀ lè pè mí pé kí ni mo nílé? Ebi ń pa òun. Kò sówó lọ́wọ́ òun fẹ́ jẹun kankan. Tó dẹ̀ máa wá sọ́dọ̀ màá dẹ̀ dáná fún un. I understand. So bí a ṣe bẹ̀rẹ̀ relationship wa, everything definitely go smoothly.
All right, so she just told a story here of how they met. Basically, the picture she's painting is that she met Lande and she felt sorry for him. Ladies, do not get with somebody you feel sorry for. Okay? That the guy did not have friends. His friends, he will make some money, the friends will be around him, and then once the money is gone, the friends will be gone. And she was feeling sorry for him. And basically just, one day just told the guy, I said, what are you doing? Like, oh, he's just home. Okay, do you want to come over? And just started taking a liking to each other. But it all started as, I feel sorry for him. He didn't have a lot of money too. He wasn't like this big skit maker that we know today. So that's basically how they met. And that's the story she just told there. Let's continue.
Kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀? Ó lóun ti ṣẹ̀ mí, òun ti ṣẹlẹ̀ dá mi. Kí n kàn dáríjì òun. Mo ní ó ṣẹ̀ mí, mo ní.
She's about to tell us about the gambling problem, okay? I'll do the translation after. Let's listen.
Even though mi ti gbọ́ nǹkan tó fẹ́ sọ, but mo forgive ẹ. Tó bá tẹ̀ ti sọ̀kan tó yóò fẹ́ sọ. Mi ti mọ̀. Tí ó bá ṣe pé bóyá tó bá ti fúnyàn lóyún o, mo forgive ẹ o. Bẹ́ẹ̀ tó bá fúnyàn lóyún mi lè forgive ẹ. Àṣà sọ ń gbà yẹn. Ó dẹ̀ sọ, ó ní mọ́tò òun tóun tà. Tóun sọ pé owó ẹ̀ wà lọ́wọ́ dílà. Wípé nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ ni pé òun máa ń ta tẹ́tẹ́. Mo ní òun ta tẹ́tẹ́. Èmi ṣáà máa rí pé ó máa ń gbé fóònù dání. Gbogbo thought tèmi ni pé bóyá ó máa edit skit. Àbó máa ń check àwọn nǹkan ní. Because òun kan tí Lande bá jókòó sí bíbá òun àti fóònù ẹ̀ ni. Even though ó tó stage kó ibi àti ẹ ti jà sí fóònù yẹn tó yẹ pé ó ní láti pe àwọn ọ̀rẹ́ mi gan pé kí ló dé ibi tóun ti ń jẹ nìyẹn náà. Wípé fóònù òun èmi máa bínú because kò kí ń fún mi látẹ̀ńṣọ̀n nulẹ̀. Kò kí ń fún mi látẹ̀ńṣọ̀n ó ti máa wà carried away pẹ̀lú fóònù jù. Ó máa wà carried away mi kí n rojú ẹ lẹ́ẹ̀mí ó ṣáà máa ń ṣe oríṣiríṣi inú mi ò kí ń dùn báwo wá ṣe máa ọkùnrin wá ṣe máa hold the phone 247 even though kò tẹ̀ jẹ́ pé okay ibẹ̀ ní ọ́fíìsì ẹ̀ mo mọ̀ pé yes ibẹ̀ lọ́fíìsì at least wá tẹ̀ ṣe máa fẹ́ mi náà ní attention díẹ̀ so èmi náà tẹ̀ ṣe máa rojú ẹ lẹ̀ kò kí ń fún mi látẹ̀ńṣọ̀n gbà yẹn àṣé kinní yẹn ló máa ń play kinní kí ló ń pe kinní yẹn sporty bet so bó ṣe sọ fún bọ̀dá yẹn pé òun ta tẹ́tẹ́ ipe tẹ́tẹ́ tóun dẹ̀ ń ta owó owó mọ́tò tóun ta òun ti fi ta tẹ́tẹ́ mo pariwo lọ́jọ́ yẹn ó fowó mọ́tò ṣe kíni ó fowó mọ́tò ta tẹ́tẹ́ jọ mi understand so kò sówó kankan lọ́wọ́ dílà mọ́ báyìí gbogbo ta fẹ́ gbà ta fẹ́ fi owó kún ta fẹ́ fi ra mọ́tò kò sówó kankan lọ́wọ́ dílà mọ́ ó ní kò sówó kankan lọ́wọ́ dílà pé òun ti fi ta tẹ́tẹ́ pé because ó ní conscience ò jẹ́ kó òun gbádùn òun ní láti sọ síta fún mi so that ipe yàn kan lòun sọ fún pẹ́ẹ́nì yẹn wá ní kó sọ fún ìyàwó ẹ̀ o ipe because the way bó ṣe ń ba lọ yìí ìyàwó ẹ̀ ló máa mọ bó ṣe máa caution ẹ̀ fún kinní yẹn ó dẹ̀ sọ fún mi mo dẹ̀ wò pé okay kò sí wàhálà nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ ti ṣẹlẹ̀ so life goes on mo dẹ̀ a dẹ̀ move on so after that ṣe mọ gbogbo tẹ́tẹ́ ẹni tó ń ta tẹ́tẹ́ báwo lówó ṣe fẹ́ dúró sọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ kò sí bó ṣe fẹ́ dúró sọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ débi wípé even though mo máa ń jẹ gbèsè oúnjẹ kiri àdúgbò ni I swear to Almighty Allah níbi tá a wà yìí mo fi inú oṣù Ramadan yìí tí mo wà nù ẹ̀ mo fi búra a máa ń jẹ gbèsè oúnjẹ kiri àdúgbò ni ní time tí Lande ń ta tẹ́tẹ́ yẹn tó yẹ pé mo máa lọ gba oúnjẹ from one place to another from one place àwọn tó bá wo àwọn tí mo máa ń gbà nǹkan lọ wọn tó bá ń wo program yìí wọn á mọ̀ pé lóòótọ́ ni mò ń sọ after gbà yẹn ó wá di 2023 yes 2023 March inú àwẹ̀ báyìí náà la wà tí Lande gbé fóònù sílẹ̀ sínú ilé èmi ṣáà máa ń console because kò kí kò sówó lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ gbogbo ibi tó fi gbogbo owó tó ń rí ó ti wà addicted because ó sọ fún mi pé nǹkan tó gbóhùn kúrò nílé ṣáà nìyẹn ipe tẹ́tẹ́ lòun máa ń ta kó tó lè sọ fún mi pé tẹ́tẹ́ lòun máa ń ta ó ti rò ó bóyá òun gan ò mọ bó ṣe fẹ́ yọrọ ẹ̀ kúrò nínú kinní yẹn mọ́ ni so tó fi sọ ọ̀rọ̀ tẹ́tẹ́ yẹn fún mi because ìgbà tó kúrò nílé ṣáà ó ní tẹ́tẹ́ ló gbé òun lọ sí Port Harcourt ipe òun máa ń ta tẹ́tẹ́ gan òun máa ń ta dice ipe kò sí nǹkan tóun lè fi ta tẹ́tẹ́ so ó ti sọ fún mi láti lẹ pé bẹ́ẹ̀ tóun ò ta mọ́ so ìgbà tó tún yá tí sporty bet yẹn ẹ mọ̀ pé tẹ́tẹ́ náà ní sporty bet náà ìgbà tí yẹn náà bẹ̀rẹ̀ ó tún ta yẹn náà so gbogbo àwọn kinní yẹn ń gba owó kúrò lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ kò jẹ́ kó lówó lọ́wọ́ kò jẹ́ kó ní savings so ó máa ń ta kinní aviator yẹn kinní yẹn máa ń gba owó gan lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ kò jẹ́ kó ní savings kò jẹ́ kó lówó lọ́wọ́ even though ó máa ń ya owó tó máa fi ń play ẹ̀ mo ti gba owó àjọrí tó ya lọ́wọ́ mi tó náà fẹ́ fi ya skit at the end of the day kò kí n ṣe pé skit ló fowó yẹn yà kí ni aviator yẹn ló fi play so nǹkan yẹn ló gba owó lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ òun ni ò jẹ́ kówó wà lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ mọ́.
All right, so let's catch up a little bit. A lot was said. Hit the like button, share, subscribe. As you can see, not too many people are interested in this. As you can see, so we need to help the algorithm so you can push it out to people that might be interested. So just hit the like button. That will help us get the words out there and ping everybody else into the room. All right, now let's get into it. She said a lot, okay? She said she told a story of how he sold his car to gamble. The guy is addicted to gambling. And ladies, listen to this carefully. He's admitted long time ago that he was addicted to gambling. Well, she should have avoided it. Well, it's not that simple, okay? Probably the experience they were having at that time, the positivity of that experience outweighed the negative. Is your story different? No, your story is not different. That's the same thing for all of us. Nobody's life is perfect, right? Anyway, because of his gambling issues and gambling problems, he sold a car, and he had told his wife that he sold the car, but the person is still paying, that he's going to collect the money, the money is coming eventually. He brought a mediator bros to the house to help him apologize. He started asking for forgiveness from the wife, that he had offended her. And she kept saying, listen, the only thing I can forgive you to is if you impregnated person, okay? That's the only thing that I cannot forgive you for. So you should go ahead and confess. He confessed to the mediator, everybody that was there, including her, and said, okay, the car that he sold, that he actually, unfortunately, he used the money to gamble, okay? And then she also said she used to owe money around the streets. So if you're not familiar with how it is in Nigeria, a lot of small shops in the corner of the streets, not like the delis that you know in America, but like small shops where you can grab a little item, provisions and stuff like that. So people can say, oh, give me a little product on credit. That she used to owe money all around the streets in that manner, right? But the guy was so addicted to gambling that as like she said, a lot of people that are watching this video will remember that she was owing a lot of people money in the streets just so they could eat. So she said the addiction to gambling eventually led to depression, okay? And then the guy would not pick up the phone and things like that. But anyway, Lande had gambling problems. What he told us, the rest of the world, was that marrying this girl led to a spiritual misfortune of some type. That nothing he laid his hands on after he married her led to any type of success. And I bet he's also going to blame his addiction to gambling on the bad luck that came with this girl. See, every time you want to play the victim, just remember that the other person is probably also busy, probably more likely playing the victim just as good as you are. So you end up in a gridlock. You never really get anywhere. Problems persist, sustained, no solutions. Why? Because everybody is playing victim. Yeah? So just remember that. So one of the ways that people play victim is their spirituality. They think the enemy is out to get them. And that's also a form of addiction. That's also a form of bondage. And it's not easy to come out of that kind of bondage. It's a stronghold. It's a very strong stronghold that can actually keep you captured for the rest of your life, because it's a mindset thing. And for me personally, I'm not going to sit down there and try to convince you otherwise. Once you bring in spirituality, I'm not going to convince you otherwise. It's a personal conviction, but just in case you needed to hear that to release yourself, just want you to know that you might be holding yourself hostage. Let's continue. So right now she's saying they borrowed money. In fact, there was one time that she borrowed money, and he borrowed money from some kind of Isuzu or IJOBA, the small microfinance credit union thing that they did. And he promised that he was going to use it to shoot a skit, because that's what he did, right? For social media. But he ended up using the money to gamble. Gambling is something I learned a long time ago when I was a child. My parents always said it in passing, in words. I always picked it up that never ever gamble. They always told me that people that gamble will sell the TV, will sell the radio and all the stuff in the house. They'll sell everything to gamble. So it's very dangerous, you know. But what do we have? Why is gambling blowing up in Nigeria? The sport bet nation, bet this, bet that, because people are addicted to betting. I'm not sure which one they are addicted to the most. Is it betting or corn? Agbado. Anyway, let's continue.
Tí o fi down tó yẹ pé gbogbo ẹni owó tó bá ṣàtìrí kíní yẹn ló máa fi ń play. So wá di bí March nínú àwẹ̀ báyìí náà la wà. Àti ìṣínú tán lọ́jọ́ yẹn náà. Ó kàn gbé fóònù sílẹ̀ sínú ilé ni. Àjọ ṣeré gan ní gbogbo ọ̀sán. Even lálẹ́ alẹ́ ní nǹkan bí 8 o'clock. Èmi àti ẹ̀ pẹ̀lú àbúrò ẹ̀ kan sì sọ̀rọ̀ lórí fóònù tí àjọ close. So tá dẹ̀ sọ̀rọ̀. Àṣé ó ti ní plan kan tó fẹ́ ṣe. Ó ti wà depressed ní time yẹn. Kíní yẹn ó ti yẹ kó wà depressed because gbogbo bí tó yẹ kó ti rí owó tó yẹ kó fi máa ya content kò rówó fi ya content kíní ẹ̀ ti gba owó gan dànù lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ so bóyá owó tó ń kó sínú ẹ̀ ó sì expect pé bóyá òun máa rí owó mi òun máa fi ṣe nǹkan bẹ̀ gbogbo kíní yẹn gba owó lọ lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ so bóyá ṣe ṣínú tán lọ́jọ́ yẹn ó kàn di kan bí 8 àbúrò ẹ̀ gan sọ̀rọ̀ ó dẹ̀ wọlé padà ó dẹ̀ jáde so gbogbo jíjáde tèmi rò pé tẹ̀ jáde pé bóyá ó wà lọ́dọ̀ àwọn neighbor wa tí.
Want complete project visibility without making your entire team hate you? This
ó wà lẹ́yìn because ó máa ń ṣe lọ́dọ̀ àwọn guys yẹn so ó dẹ̀ di nǹkan bíi ó jáde ní nǹkan bíi 9 o'clock ó kúrò nínú ilé kan wọṣọ so gbogbo tọ́ọ̀tì mi kí ọ̀dọ̀ àwọn neighbor wa yẹn ló wà ìgbà tó dẹ̀ jáde ó di nǹkan bíi 10 bí 11 mo ní láti lọ sọ́dọ̀ àwọn guys yẹn pé ẹ bá mi pè ìjọba ṣé ó ti sùn lọ ní because àmàjísàrì náà pé so ṣé kò ní wọlé wá sún wọn ní ìjọba pé kò tí ìjọba ń bí báyìí o mo ní kò sí lọ́dọ̀ yín kẹ́ wá ibi olówó àlọ́ tí kò wá dágbére pé òun tẹ̀ ń jáde fún mi bí mo ṣe ní kí n wọlé kémi mú fóònù kí n pe fóònù ẹ̀ mo kàn rí kó drop fóònù sínú ilé fóònù ẹ̀ dẹ̀ ti kú mo wò pé so torí pé fóònù ẹ̀ kú ni kò ṣe mú fóònù dání tó fi lọ ó dẹ̀ wò 12 lù mo ń pe gbogbo àwọn tó súnmọ́ pé ṣé ìjọba wà lọ́dọ̀ yín ṣé ó wà lọ́dọ̀ wọn ní pé kò sí lọ́dọ̀ àwọn ṣé ó wà lọ́dọ̀ wọn ní pé kò sí lọ́dọ̀ àwọn níbo ló wà lọ mi máa rí láti nǹkan bíi 10 o'clock tí mo máa ti ń wà nǹkan bíi 9 ló jáde kúrò nílé wọn náwọn ò rí o àwọn ọmọbi tó lọ àwọn ọmọbi tó gbà o mo ní ẹ̀mọbi tó gbà ṣé ẹ ṣọ́ pé kò sí lọ́dọ̀ mo tún pe bọ̀dá kan náà bọ̀dá yẹn náà ń gbé ní street wa yẹn náà mo tún pe mo ní lágbẹ́jẹ́ níbo lè ṣèjọba wà lọ́dọ̀ wọn ní kò sí lọ́dọ̀ àwọn o ibẹ̀ ni bá ṣe bẹ̀rẹ̀ tá ṣe kò sí wàhálà yẹn nìyẹn throughout òru ọjọ́ yẹn kò sí oorun ìgbà tó máa di ìdájí kùtùkùtù bí mo ṣe pé àwọn fámílì ẹ̀ ní pé ẹ máa gbà mí máa rí láǹdẹ̀ ńlẹ̀ ó máa jáde látànà èmi tẹ̀ pé àbí ṣé ó mọ tí yóò ní mo tún lọ wo bá tó wà ní sáìdì ọ̀dọ̀ wa mo tún lọ wo chẹ́ẹ̀kì báyẹn pé ṣé ó mọ tí yóò ní pé bóyá ó lọ ṣe fàájì ó gbàgbé bóyá ó drunk ó kàn sùn sí ibẹ̀ yẹn kó má rántí ẹ mọ̀ gbogbo mo ṣáà bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní oríṣiríṣi nǹkan mo ṣáà ti pa àwọn fámílì mi náà mo ti pè wọ́n everybody wọ́n ti wá bá ṣe bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní wá láǹdẹ̀ nìyẹn bá ṣe bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní wà nìyẹn bóyá aṣáàrí after bóyá 5 days láàrí after 5 days tó ní òun fẹ́ lọ parọ́ òun wípé because òun wà depressed lòun ṣe fẹ́ parọ́ òun ṣe àmọ́ pé nǹkan tó jẹ́ kó wà depressed ni wípé kò sówó lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ mọ́ bí kò rówó bó ṣe yẹ kó máa rówó gbogbo owó tó ń rí ló fi ń play gbogbo kinní yẹn kò jẹ́ kí change dúró sí lọ́wọ́ kò rí content yàmọ́ kò rí nǹkan kan yàmọ́ láti gbà yẹn ní Lande ti wọ wàhálà pé kò sí owó lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ láti ìgbà tó ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí tóyí ó ti ta mọ́tò ẹ̀ yẹn láti ìgbà yẹn kò balance even though till now bí mo ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀ yìí ó sì ń play kinní yẹn kí n tó kúrò lọ́dọ̀ ẹ̀ ó sì ń play ó ń play tẹ́tẹ́ yẹn so láti ìgbà yẹn kan tí ò jẹ́ kó balance nìyẹn o tí ò jẹ́ kó if kò from one gbèsè to another gbèsè.
ṣé torí ìyẹn lẹ́yìn ṣe wá kúrò lọ́dọ̀ wọn.
torí ìyẹn kọ́ lèmi ṣe kúrò o èmi kàn sọ nǹkan tí ibi tèmi àti Lande ti ń bọ̀ because mo ń gbọ́ tó ń sọ pé èmi bóyá àwọn èèyàn ń sọ pé nígbà tí mo dé ọ̀dọ̀ ẹ̀ mo gbowó ọwọ́ ẹ̀ èmi ni mo bà ayé ẹ̀ jẹ́ èmi kọ́ ni mo bà ayé ẹ̀ jẹ́ o níwájú mi ìbá ayé Lande jẹ́ Lande ó kí n ṣe ẹni tó lówó lọ́wọ́ àwọn tó bá mọ̀ wá dáadáa tọ́jọ́ mọ̀ wá papọ̀ àfi tí wọ́n bá fẹ́ parọ́ nìkan sọ̀rọ̀ yìí nìkan ló kù kò sí nǹkan tí wọ́n mọ̀ ó ní ọ̀rẹ́ ẹ̀ kan gan tó yẹ pé tí mo máa ń fi ẹjọ́ ẹ̀ tí mo máa fi ń sùn pé èmi ò láì nǹkan tí Lande ń ṣe pé láfítà gbà tó kó sódò tó sọ pé òun fẹ́ parọ́ òun yẹn tó dé Lande sì tún play tẹ́tẹ́ yẹn mo ní láti pe ọ̀rẹ́ yẹn bàbá ìjẹ̀ṣẹ́ ẹkùn bọ̀dá yẹn wá sílé wa nígbà yẹn mo ní láti sọ fún ẹ pé níbí pé bọ̀bọ́ yìí ò lọ́rọ̀ gbọ́ o ṣé bí tẹ́tẹ́ tó sọ pé tó jẹ́ kóun wá depressed tó jẹ́ kó ta tó fi ta mọ́tò tó fi lọ fún wẹ̀ tó ta mọ́tò tó fi lọ fún wẹ̀ ta tẹ́tẹ́ mo ní níbí pé Ládé ṣì ń ta tẹ́tẹ́ yẹn o because owó tí Ládé máa fi ń ta tẹ́tẹ́ mà Ládé lè fi 2 million naira play tẹ́tẹ́ in a month I swear to Almighty God ó lè fi 2 million naira ó lè fi play tẹ́tẹ́ gbogbo àwọn kinní yẹn ẹ mọ̀ ìgbà mi tẹ̀mí bá kàn gbé fóònù ẹ̀ máa kàn máa rí tí gbogbo àwọn kinní yẹn máa.
All right, so we get the gist. He plays a lot of, he gambles a lot.
Tired of fleeting health fads and endless...
He gambles a lot, okay? So now, she said a lot of things in the last 5 minutes, so let's get into it. So she said, of course, she said he was borrowing money, they borrowed money, and then he gambled with the money that was meant for a skit. But she told the story of how he left the house. One of the stories that's out there is that at one point, Lande was so depressed that he wanted to self-delete. The story he painted on that fateful day when he told the whole world that you should watch out for women, the story he painted was that his woman made him so depressed. And of course, the whole world felt sorry for him. Sympathy, sympathy is everywhere on social media. What is not everywhere on social media is everything else. But so sympathy, you find more than enough sympathy on social media. But if you listen to this video, you could hear him. Let me play this.
January 2.
The day she left my house, on January 2, she went to that guy's house. She spent 3 days with the guy. That's how bad she was. I lived in Ireland. The context of Ireland is that it's a fancy part of the town. And then she will bring this guy to come and lodge in a hotel where people know me or people knew me. What was so painful is that you were so unfair to me. And then they did it so badly that they didn't cover it up. People even already knew. If they call my wife's like Lande's wife, she will get angry. You see, this person says, help yourself 10 times before you think of any woman. This is the wife we're talking about. So clearly that sentence is not going to be that simple. Let's see. I don't know why they're laughing at that, but I don't know why they put a laughing thing over that. But let's get back to this. So she said he left so he told the story that she was the reason why he wanted to self-delete because of the lady. But the lady is saying that particular day, this was how the gambling led to depression. He left around 9 p.m. and not only did he leave after 9 p.m., she thought it was around the corner. So she called the friend and said, "Oh, tell Lande to come home because it's getting dark." And they said, "Well, Lande is not here." And then he went over to her phone. She went over to her phone to try to call him, and then noticed that his phone was laid down there dead. He wasn't holding on to his phone. And this was now around 12 a.m. And she had been asking for his whereabouts since 10 p.m. Like an hour after he left the house very randomly. And then she called the family. She called the guy's family to say, "Hey, I don't know where he went." And then she was wondering if he was drunk. Maybe he went to a lounge, he was drinking and doing, just enjoying, and then got drunk and then he slept there or something. Well, to me, when I hear something like that, that's telling me that he had a certain type of lifestyle already. Okay? Obviously not a very safe lifestyle. She sounded like that wasn't the first time he would do something like that. Just get drunk and then sleep at the bar. That's crazy. But anyway, I'm just picking up a little extra maybes, right? So they found him after 5 days. They now found him after 5 days, and then he claimed that he wanted to self-delete. And then, of course, he told the whole world recently that she destroyed him. Okay? So, of course, at that point, it's easy to say, be careful for women, be careful for women. Well, I get it. You should be careful for women, but not that simple. You know, no, it's not that simple. So she said till now, he still gambles. Let's continue. We're at the 45 minutes mark. Let's see. I think we're doing well. Let's keep going.
Pé kí ni nǹkan tó ń bá mi sọ pé mi láì ṣe bó ṣe kó dájọ́ ló ṣe ń dájọ́ yẹn pé ṣé èèyàn fi àjọṣe ọ̀rẹ́ ni èèyàn kì í fàjọṣe ibùdó tó yẹ pé ìyá mi ló ń dájọ́ mo máa gbowó yẹn lọ́wọ́ wọn bí mo ṣe máa gbowó yẹn náà ni mo wá lè gbà tán o kí wọ́n á lọ bẹ̀ wọ́n pé kí wọ́n má bínú o pé kò rí bẹ́ẹ̀ o mo ní bẹ̀ẹ́ tí wáyé tó ń ṣe báyìí next thing tó máa ṣe ni pé Lande hit me.
Okay, this is the point where she said Lande hit me. What was happening was that she was asking, I already told the story a little bit, she was asking for the money that was supposed to be contributed from the other lady, Mary Gold. And Lande get defensive as usual. She said he usually get defensive whenever they talk about this lady in any kind of negative light. He got defensive and then the conversation got heated to the point that Lande actually hit her physically.
Ó súnmọ́ mi bẹ́ẹ̀ ó hit me straight ni bí mo ṣe lock ẹni pé kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ kí ló hit mi fún ó ní hot mi lọ́wọ́ o hot mọ́ lọ́wọ́ mo ní wàá ṣe hot kí ló fẹ́ hot mọ́ mi lọ́wọ́ fún lórí pé mo béèrè owó why tó ṣe yẹ pé tó bá ti di ọ̀rọ̀ Mary Gold tó bá ti di anything pa Mary Gold báyìí why tó ṣe máa ń ṣe báyìí because ó ti ní there was a time tí àbúrò mi àti Mary Gold tó jọ ní issue because bàtà kó lọ sí island Mary Gold kó tẹ̀lé wa lọ sí island.
Why?
So Mary Gold also moved in with them when they moved to the fancier part of town. Lagos, Island in Lagos State. So she also moved in with them. I actually lived with them for 6 months. Dr. Abiola said, why? Well, they were all friends. They were close. They even slept in the same bed. But this lady was basically, the point is that she was around them a whole lot. Okay. So I'm going to move it forward 5 minutes and then
juggling multiple
pay some bills and then we'll continue.
Supercharge your
mo bá yàn ẹni tí mo bá ṣe tó ń ṣe brand aṣọ yẹn ó wà into music. Okay. So ó ní music kan tó fẹ́ drop. So
okay, now the big part of the story is some guy called Maycash. So the second person that Lande was able to tell the whole world that she was also sleeping with was a guy called Maycash. That was the guy that Lande was saying she moved in on January 2nd when she left. Like she moved in with that guy and spent 3 days there, you know. So Lande has since come on social media and cursed that guy out even more. When the guy was explaining and jumped on the internet and started explaining too, the guy just smelled like somebody looking for some kind of clout. I could be wrong, I don't know, but again, it's whatever. Remember the point of this video is that you attract who you are. Remember that, okay? You attract who you are. The point of this video is so I can get you to now take sides with her. No. Remember, she's the same as Lande. Still, if that's who you're attracting, now your eyes. This is what you let you know, okay?
No music yẹn. Ó ní acting tó wà nínú ẹ̀.
Oh, ibẹ̀
ni mo ti smoke yẹn, not rí smoke yẹn lọ́wọ́ mi. Kò kí ṣe pé bóyá mo even though fúnra mi mo.
Okay, this was her basically doing the justification that she also smokes. She admitted that she smokes, but she smokes recreatively, I think. But she doesn't really smoke like that. But even the video they were showing was she was acting on somebody's set. That's what they call she was smoking. She admitted that she smokes. She actually said she does smoke with Lande when they want to have a good time, when they're just relaxing. I'm talking about smoking weed now, right? Igbo, I say Igbo. So again, you attract who you are. If somebody smokes around you, it's like, oh, they started smoking yesterday. What did Lande tell us? Lande jumped in the internet and said, this woman smoked. I did not know all the while that she smoked. In the same breath, Lande was telling us that she smokes so much. Like she smokes so much like Emo, like a wild rat. I didn't know that Emo was smoking. Maybe it's a different type of Emo. Correct me for those of you that are Yoruba scholars. But anyway, Lande jumping out there and acting out of place and just acting out of character told me everything I needed to know. It wasn't as simple as he was an illiterate. That's a certain person's conduct. There are uneducated person that still won't jump out there and act out the way he acted out, cursing out Baba T, cursing out Maycash. But what's wrong with cursing them out? Well, it wasn't about the fact that those guys were wrong. It's about there's something in you that was very comfortable cursing people out on social media. That's what I'm saying. And that force by itself is by itself. You don't need Baba T, you don't need Maycash. It wasn't Maycash or Baba T to be other guys that will still smash your wife. There's a good chance you were doing that in that relationship before it actually happened. Was Baba T and Maycash wrong for sleeping with somebody's wife? If they did, allegedly, yes, they were wrong. That's not the lesson today. The lesson today is that when Lande jumps out there and he starts acting out of character like that, that was his character. Believe him when he jumps out there and behave that way. Believe that that wasn't his first time of doing that. What are the chances that he was hitting his wife anytime they get upset? Very high. What are the chances that she also hit back? Probably very high. But she did admit to something we know that they do a lot in our culture. She says she locked him up. Lock his shirt like this, like, you will kill me today, oh, you will kill me today. Women do that a lot, and then they collect bass bows. Sometimes they will beat the guy up too. Bottom line is that it wasn't a healthy relationship. At the end of the day, you attract who you are.
Post status mi nígbà yẹn.
Okay.
So kò kí n ṣe pé bóyá igbó pé mo kàn wé gbó pé bí mo sọ pé mo fẹ́ mu gbó no.
Okay.
I don't.
Okay. Ẹ jẹ́ ká lọ sí ọ̀rọ̀ Baba T gangan. Kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀? Àti pé báwo ló ṣe ṣẹlẹ̀? Ìgbà tẹ́ ń sọ̀rọ̀ Baba T, ẹ ṣì wà nílé ìjọba àbí ẹ ṣì fẹ́ra?
Mo ṣì wà nílé ìjọba ńgbà yẹn, a ṣì fẹ́ra. Kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ gangan? Kí ló lead sí? Ẹ má parọ́. Just say
don't lie.
Exact thing tó ṣẹlẹ̀.
Mi ní parọ́. Ìkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ ni wípé ọ̀rẹ́ mi Mary, òun àti Baba T náà mọ̀ra wọn rí.
Okay.
Èmi ò mọ Baba T.
Yeah.
Mo ti pàdé wọn location rí bóyá ẹ̀kan.
The time to help is now. We can't wait for our brothers and sisters to be broken and steadfast.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ mi àti mo sọ̀rọ̀, àtẹ̀kí ń ṣe ọlọ́rọ̀. Sílé. Ó ní àpé kò tí àpé ẹjẹ bá máa lọ sílé náà pé kó jẹ́ pé ká ṣàpìlẹ̀ ẹ̀ ṣe mọ̀ kọ́lọ̀ ṣàánú mi ibi tí mo mọ̀ pé mo ti jẹ̀bi nìyẹn mo jẹ̀bi gan tó yẹ pé mi gan mo dẹ̀ regret ipe mo fall victim ẹ understand tó yẹ pé bí sún àti lọ tàn mí pa náà ni bí wọ́n ṣe gbé mi lọ síbẹ̀ yẹn náà nìyẹn because kò kí n ṣe nǹkan tó yẹ kán bá mi nídìí ẹ̀ torí wípé ìyàwó ilé tí mo jẹ́ then ìyàwó èèyàn kan tí mo jẹ́ mo ṣe big mistake láàrin yẹn tí màá fi kú mi lè gbàgbé mistake yẹn ṣá èmi gan fúnra lára mi máa ní láti máa tọrọ dáríjì ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run pé kó dáríjì mi fún nǹkan tí mo ṣe yẹn because nǹkan tó àtọ́jọ́ tọ́lọ́run ti dá mi sáyé pé inú mi ti ń bàjẹ́ jù ó ní situation tí mo wà nú ẹ̀ tí mo bára mi yìí tí mi dẹ̀ expect ẹ̀.
You never expected it.
tí mi expect pé mo fẹ́ bára mi. So after that Marigold throw tútọ̀ díẹ̀ ó ní ká play tútọ̀ díẹ̀ èmi náà dẹ̀ flow pẹ̀lú ẹ pé ọ̀rẹ́ mi ni àwọn mẹ́tẹ̀ẹ̀ta ṣàlàwà ń bí báyìí so kò sí kankan kò sí bó ṣe fẹ́ jáde Baba T náà ni pé àkínjẹ́ ká play náà pé we are all mature both adult game ni
we are all mature
a dẹ̀ play tútọ̀ díẹ̀
kí ló wá ní kí n ṣe
so à ń dí ara wa wọ́n dí ẹ̀mí sí Baba T then Marigold èmi náà ń dí ẹ̀mí Marigold àṣà ń dí ara wa báyẹn so èmi ti mo ti mọtí bóyá nǹkan tí because tẹ́ bá wo interview Baba T tó kọ́kọ́ ṣe lálákọ̀ọ́kọ́ wọ́n sọ wípé àwọn need evidence ibi táwọn ti ń ṣe kíni tútọ̀ díẹ̀ yẹn which is tí èmi fúnra lára mi tí mo mọ̀ wípé mi ì ṣe anything lọ́jọ́ yẹn but ìgbà tí Baba T nípa wọn ṣe dọ́gì bóyá mo ti wá yó ni o bóyá wọ́n fi nǹkan sínú drug fún mi ni o bóyá wọ́n fi nǹkan sínú ọtí fún mi ni tí mi ì mọ̀ o but gbogbo ẹ̀kọ́ yìí Ọlọ́run.
No, kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ gangan báwo ló ṣe ṣẹlẹ̀.
bóyá ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ ni wípé ìgbà tí Marigold díẹ̀ mi sí Baba T ipe kí n fún Baba T ní lap dance.
Okay.
Oh, lap dance was the
mo fún Baba T ní lap dance Baba T ò mọ sí mu so à ń gbowó lọ́wọ́ wọn à ń gbowó lọ́wọ́ à ń fọ́sàn kan mọtí à ń gbowó lọ́wọ́ wọn mọtí so after that èmi náà díẹ̀ Marigold ipe kóhun náà bá Baba T kóhun náà bá wọn ṣeré ó bá wọn ṣeré the next one the last one tí Marigold máa díẹ̀ mi sí baba tí ni pé kí baba tí pé kí n ṣe dọ́gì fún baba tí mo dẹ̀ wọ aṣọ mo ní mi lè ṣe dọ́gì fún wọn so mo dẹ̀ mo jókòó lé wọn lẹ́sẹ̀ because baba tí gò mọ̀ nǹkan tó ń ṣe lọ́jọ́ yẹn kí n má parọ́.
ṣé bẹ́ẹ̀ ni baba tí ò kí n mọtí.
wọn ò kí n mọtí so bet wọ́n mọtí lọ́jọ́ yẹn torí géèmù yẹn ṣe mẹ́ pé nǹkan tí èèyàn ń dí ẹ̀wọ̀n fún tí wọ́n bá ti lè mọ tí wọ́n á sanwó ó dẹ̀ pé gbà tí kò sówó lọ́wọ́ wọn mọ́ because wípé wọn kì í mọtí èmi ò mẹ́ pé wọ́n ti ẹ̀ mọtí mu rárá àti rárá ẹ get so nǹkan tán dí ẹ̀wọ̀n fún yẹn gbà tí bóyá gbà tí wọn ò ro tán fẹ́ fi bẹ́ẹ̀ lára wọ́n ní láti máa mu ọtí yẹn so everybody wá ti wà tipsy lọ́jọ́ yẹn so àmọ̀kan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ mọ́ until tí wọ́n tún sọ wípé a ṣe dọ́gì a ṣe nǹkan to me di bí mo ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀ yìí gbogbo nǹkan tó ń sọ yẹn kò yé mi.
inú ibo lẹwà tẹ́ ti ń ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀ ṣé kitchen ni.
inú kitchen la wà gbogbo nǹkan tá a ṣe pátápátá inú kitchen.
kí ló dé tán wá ń sọ pé ńgbà tẹ́ ṣe tán nínú kitchen ẹ lọ yàrá.
a lọ yàrá ibùdó àsùn ọ̀dọ̀ bàbá tí lọ́jọ́ yẹn.
ok.
àsùn ọ̀dọ̀ wọn a ní láti kúrò lọ́dọ̀ wọn àkúrò lọ́dọ̀ wọn ní nǹkan bí after 10.
ok
alẹ́ àdẹ lọ sílé.
ẹ lọ sílé.
a lọ sílé so àsùn ọ̀dọ̀ wọn lọ́jọ́ yẹn.
ẹ wá ní pé gbogbo nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ ẹ mọ̀.
níwájú Ọlọ́run àtìyàn kò yé mi o mi ní parọ́ fún yín o kò tẹ̀ yé mi rárá but lóòótọ́ mo play game
truth or dead
tí ó dẹ̀ yẹ kí n play ẹ̀ tí mo mọ̀ pé
o play game truth or dead
ibẹ̀ ni mo rí pé mo ti fọ́kọ̀ tí mo dẹ̀ ti tèmi gan dẹ̀ ti regret tí mo dẹ̀ ti because big mistake ni fún mi wípé mo ṣe.
Tech degree is built on
tradition. All right. You see, she played the game truth or dead.
Video tape àbí báwo lọ̀rọ̀ nǹkan tẹ́ ṣe ń bẹ̀ yẹn báwo ló ṣe wá.
Where's the video?
Lọ sọ́dọ̀ ọkọ yín.
Sherry question yẹn èmi gan ṣì ń bira mi di ọ̀la.
ṣọ́n ṣe fídíò.
wọ́n ṣe fídíò. àwa mẹ́tẹ̀ẹ̀ta nìkan la wà ń bẹ̀ yẹn. èmi Marigold àti baba tí.
so fídíò wo wá ni wọ́n rí.
èmi ò mọ fídíò tán rí tán sọ pé wọ́n rí fídíò bóyá fídíò gbà tá à ń play ni wọ́n rí.
ẹ ṣe fídíò nígbà tẹ́ ń play.
ṣe fídíò.
Wait, confusion. Maybe he saw the video of when we were playing. We did not do video. Confusion. Anyway, let me bring you up to speed. Let's do some translation. The 10 shots could have had something to do with that Madame Dara. Yeah, the 10 shots. Yep, that could have. She needs to take responsibility for her action. You tell me if she is, anyway, she said, Dr. Abiola said, what happened with Babati? Don't lie. She said, I won't lie. But then she said, you know what? What I really regret. She said, what I really regret was playing that game at all. Playing the game. Going over to that house and playing the game. And she said she will regret it for the rest of her life, as a matter of fact. That simply because she was somebody's wife, and then she will need to continue to ask God for forgiveness. Okay. So she said Marigold gave the idea for the truth or dead idea. And Babati was like, we're all matured. I'm guessing, what is the big deal? We're all matured. Once you hear we're all matured, it's about to go down. Anyway, we're all matured. They say, okay, that's true. Now, can somebody who is disciplined enough, who would know that there's a lot to lose, and the last thing they will ever want to do is tamper with their relationship, would they engage in that behavior? Listen, where she was so deep in, she wouldn't be in that place in the first place. Such a complex, complicated thing, but she wouldn't, like the fact that they're already drinking and she wouldn't be in that position. She was a person who was living recklessly. That's the fact. Okay. And the last thing she would think is that anybody knew what was about to happen that day. Okay. Now you may say, is she asking for apologies because she got caught or because she's truly remorseful? Two things can be true at the same time. Okay, if you don't make those two things, there's a lot of people that are asking for, and they're remorseful that you'll miss out on, because to you it has to be one or the other, you know. But two things can be true at the same time, you know. So Babati said, we're all mature. She said she was already drinking. And then she said when Babati said they did doggy, what she remembered, like she struggled to remember all of that. You know, Marriott, you're right. Maybe the 10 shots, the fact that she had been drinking, maybe they had a lot to do with that, right? She says the first day was like, okay, I dare you to do a lap dance. You're a married woman, you're doing lap dance. Well, somebody said we're all matured and somehow you didn't find your way out of that place. It's late in the evening. It makes sense to me that you would do the lap dance. That's, should we call it vulnerable? But definitely you were so weak in terms of whatever is going on with your relationship that you were probably doing that lap dance. Okay, you did lap dance, and then you dared. She admitted that she dared Marigold, the other lady, the fifth wheel, that she dared her to play with him. Whoever played with him, I think eventually they admitted that playing with him meant she gave him a head. You know, and then the dare came to do doggy. And then somehow she blanked out. Okay, she blanked out. She's never admitted that she did that doggy, but she continued to say maybe she does not remember what happened. Okay, but then she said Babati also did not know what he was doing. And then Dr. Abiola said, wait, I thought you said Babati doesn't drink. He said, well, that day he was drinking because that's just what the game. But normally she was told that he normally doesn't drink, you know. And then she went on to say, to me, everything they are saying, I don't understand. Okay. So that seems to want to tamper with, is she accountable or she's not accountable? And I get that. But she said the idea, because LANDE came out and said, I know they went into the room that day after they did what they did in the kitchen and they continued the party. She said, no, we did not go into the room. What about the videos? What about the videos? She said, what video? That there was no video. She said, there was a confusion with the video thing, but we also know that LANDE has not released any kind of video, and even though he had been threatening to release a video. All right, welcome Babes Wins. Uncle Patrick say how she waka go home, them carry am go house, no hangover for drunkards. These are questions. Mario says, why are 3 people playing truth or dare, Joe? It's not even a large number. Is there a rule that it must be a large number? Because have I ever played truth or dare? I don't think so. Because I'm not a drinker. I don't drink anymore right now. I used to drink recreationally for a little bit, but like two shots of, my favorite was Long Island iced tea. Too much sugar. I can't do sugar. I can't do alcohol. Anyway, so I wouldn't play that game anyway. But I didn't know what the rule was. Tell us, Marriott. Does there have to be a certain amount of people? Babes said, no discipline, self-respect, reckless lifestyle. What a shame. It was a lapse in judgment for all parties involved, especially Dara. Uncle Patrick says she didn't say what Marigold actually did. Oh, they said that on ESA board. I think on ESA board she said she said she said that Marigold gave a head. Yeah, and she also remembered that part. Yes, good point, sir. She also remembered that part. Let's keep going. Almost done.
Anybody tó gbé phone dání, bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣẹ́rí kọ́lọ́n ṣàánú ọlọ́run ṣẹ́rí kọ́lọ́n ṣàánú yàn ní pẹ̀lú lọ́wọ́ ẹni téèyàn ò ṣọ́ tó ń ṣọ́yàn.
I switched from due dates to due dates.
5 minutes
and it made
ahead,
me go from weeks behind
so
to weeks ahead of my deadlines. You see, I used to just bed rot.
Ìyẹn mi fẹ́ ṣe. So kọ́lọ́n kọ́ máa yẹ kéèyàn kọ́lọ́n máa jẹ́ kéèyàn ṣe àṣìṣe láyé ni.
She said, may God not allow us, may God not let us make mistakes in life. She said, may God not let us know. She's admitting that this is all a terrible series of mistakes, basically.
I understand.
So-
Kí ni bàbá tí wá dé ẹ̀yin pé kẹ́ ṣe? Kí ni bàbá tí dé ẹ̀yin?
Abiola, she don't answer this question before now. What did Babati dare you to do? Yeah, tell us.
Pé káwọn ṣe.
Kí tẹ̀ ni bàbá tí tẹ̀ díẹ̀ mi fún pé kí n ṣe fún Mary náà o. Ó dà
She doesn't remember.
mi ìrántí nǹkan tó bẹ̀ tán ṣáà díẹ̀ mi fún nǹkan kan pé kí n ṣe fún. Mi ìrántí nǹkan tán díẹ̀ mi.
Okay, so in the story, one of the stories that they told on Esabod's platform, I think Babati dared one of them to kiss on each other. Oh, Babati allegedly dared Marigold to finger Dara. And Marigold claimed that she said, no, I'm not attracted to women. I don't want to do such nonsense. But she's saying that Marigold basically did not drink a lot because she was open to doing a lot of things. You know, if you're open to doing a lot of things, you won't drink so much. You'll be the one controlling the game. Because you're open to doing all the dares and you're willing to tell truth. This game will be good for truth tellers. You know, sorry, I'm close to the airport. This game will be good for truth tellers, for sure. Yeah.
Pé kẹ́ ṣe
Pé kí n
fóun.
ṣe fóun. Mi.
Kí ló dé àwọn pé káwọn ṣe fẹ́yìn?
Bàbá tí ni pé wọ́n díẹ̀ pé kó finger mi.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Ibẹ̀ ló ti mọtí.
Oh, torí mo fẹ́ ṣe.
Ibẹ̀ ló ti mọtí.
Ṣẹ́yìn náà mọtí fún nǹkan tán ní pé kẹ́yìn náà ṣe fún.
Èmi mọtí. Èmi náà
Okay,
mọtí
no
lọ́jọ́
mọtí.
yes. Èmi náà mọtí lọ́jọ́ yẹn.
That's how she got drunk. She didn't want to do a lot.
Àwọn òkà.
So in that game, the game is so dangerous. If you're a married person, you're hanging out with a bunch of single people, and somebody already said we're mature people. Hello. So it's not the truth or dare. There's a lot more that obviously was happening there, right? That you should have known that this is probably not the settings for safe for you as a married woman. Your husband is not there. You're about to be drinking a lot because your normal self, I don't want to do that. I don't want to. So you're drinking a lot. The drink will make you relax a lot more. You know, you're getting high. Now you're making decisions you normally might not make. Still in you or still who you are, but normally you wouldn't be so bold to make such decisions. It's just all bad.
Àwọn òkà rárá, àwọn lè ka èèyàn bíi 21 tẹ̀tí fẹ́ ní industry tí àwọn dẹ̀ lè.
Tó ti bá sùn náà sọ o.
Táwọn dẹ̀ lè mọ evidence ẹ̀ jáde. Àwọn tani àti talẹ̀yìn ti fẹ́ tó fi tó bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn kí lẹ ṣe débẹ̀.
Ṣé rí àwọn 21 people tó sọ yẹn òun náà ó kàn sọ àsọdùn ni yes gbogbo ẹni mo fi sọ tí mo dẹ̀ ṣe máa stand lé lórí láti ìgbà tèmi àti Lande ti fẹ́ ra wa even though bóyá mo lọ location bóyá ẹ̀kan ni mo lọ location láti ìgbà tí mo ti délé Lande. So ipò òun ní evidence pé mo fẹ́ àwọn èèyàn 21 ní industry kò lè mú èèyàn kan báyìí jáde pé mo fẹ́ rí nínú industry yàtọ̀ fún.
Except Babati.
Babati tí mo lọ ṣe tútọ̀ díẹ̀ pẹ̀lú yàtọ̀ fún Babati tí mi ì dẹ̀ fẹ́ Babati game la play tí mi ò dẹ̀ ní.
Well, Babati sọ pé òun ṣe doggy. But anyway, she's asking, said, who are all these 21 people that they say you slept with? She said, I'm standing on it. He cannot come up with any 21 people except Babati. We had one for her. A guy called Mekash, okay, who has also since denied, came out to try to get some clout, but also denied everything. But she said she did not do, there's no 21 people anywhere, you know. Who is telling the truth here? We don't know. I don't care, you know. What I can tell you again, the point of this session, let me repeat myself, is that you attract who you are. Okay? Lande is a certain type of I keep forgetting the word I'm looking for. It's some archetype. Archetype is the word I'm looking for. I said prototype yesterday. Lande, I'm not talking about the fact that he can't speak correct English. Just in general, it's a certain type of archetype, and there's a certain type of girl that he would attract. The same thing with her. Okay, she's also the type of girl that if she had options, she won't be sitting around saying, oh, I feel sorry for this guy. Why don't you come over to the point that, oh, he's a fun guy, they fell in love. Of course, somebody is going to be with Lande. And that was her. That's the point. Okay, so everything that happened between them can actually happen to anybody if you allow a gap, a void in your relationship to go for so long. What are these voids? She made mention that the guy was so engulfed in betting and gambling that he was not paying attention to her. Pay attention to you, Bitiba. Well, that's a very deep thing. A lot of women who have been in a position where they're no longer attracted to their husband, a lot of them will use that same language. They're not attracted. What do you mean? I don't get attention. He's always on his phone. He's always in the game room. He's always away. You know, if they are feeling vulnerable enough, they will tell you that. Okay, but some people might not even tell you. They just notice a disconnect. There will be some type of disconnect that they can't explain. Maybe they are hiding with their job. They are very excited to go to work, but every time they come home in the parking lot, they can start crying. That happens so many. I want to say so much that you have no idea if you've never been in that space before. She said that. Now, is that a license to go and cheat and go and be doing truth or dare with Baba T? No, it is not. But that's the reality. It happens a lot. I'm just letting you know. Okay, so when you're a man and you're not paying attention to your wife and you keep playing this game of right and wrong, accountability, may the best player win, just know that yes, she could be gravitating further and further away from you. Okay, and the day that she gained enough courage, she might just say it's over. Okay, by that time it's been over a long time before that point. And if you say, well, so be it then, she just doesn't belong to you. Yeah, I agree with you 100%. You're right. You should let her go. But if you know that there's more to how you feel, then we can also talk about it. Because for most people, it's not that easy, right? It will be painful if you find out that for the last 2-3 years, your wife has been disconnected from you. All the while, all you were doing is busy talking about how you're being the victim, by the way. But now you no longer feel just as simple as the victim. You feel like a failure. But some of you would rather wait. So I'm in business for as long as you wait, by the grace of God. Let's keep going.
Tílẹ̀ bá dẹ̀ mọ́, ẹ̀yin dẹ̀ máa gba ibi tí yín lọ. Ṣé bí ká ti sùn ká ti jí ni? Kò sí bọ̀bọ́ yẹn dẹ̀ fi wá sí, ó dẹ̀ fi mi àti Mary Gold sí inú ilé.
Let's move this forward. Let's move and pay some bills, Bobby.
One good way that you can help
every time I'm moving forward, we have to pay a little bill.
Sale is asking what are called consequences.
All right, so we are close. We're close. We're kind of out of time, but I think we might just. We're close. I'm gonna do this just in case. Let me come to the chat. Friends, reality. Uncle Beno, how you there, sir? How are you, sir? I hope you're doing well. How's your weekend, Uncle Beno? Let's see here. I dropped the link in case you want to chime in. I'm rounding up. Babes says she was lying about not remembering anything. She's fooling herself. Baba T has exposed her. She should go and rest with all the nonsense she's spilling. Basically, you just entered the room, or unless you want to tell me you've been listening. But you need to tell me more. Why do you think she's lying? I need to hear more on why you think she's lying. I don't disagree with you. I want to hear more on why you think she's lying. Mario said, not a rule, but usually there are lots of people in a party setting. 3 people is very sus. Thank you. I appreciate that. That makes sense. That makes sense to me. A party of 3 people really sounds like threesome. Let's be honest. Okay, it sounds like a cook. It sounds like a threesome in the making, at least. A party of 3? Killer mean. What do you mean? Oh, okay. I agree with that, Mario. That makes sense. I can't even believe this sort of game is occurring. Kemi, where have you been? Why go to someone's to play such game? Because you want to be nasty. Don't tell me, Kemi, that in the right setting you don't like a little nasty. Stop that cap. Don't tell me that right now, Kemi. In the right setting with your husband, of course.
Stop the cap.
Not at some single dad's house where it's most likely going to be some kind of threesome. So you can play truth or dare with your husband. I dare you. You tell me the truth. And before you know, everybody's getting drunk, everybody's relaxed. And then alẹ́ òní ayàtọ̀ ìdájí òní ṣe é kó kájọ máa yàtà ya yo ya. Yeah, it's probably a fun thing you can do between you and your husband if you're a drinker, you know, truth or dare. Truth or dead. Anyway. Oh Lord. All right, let's get back to it. Hit the like button, share, subscribe. I am watching Biola Adebayo. Please go ahead and support her. So, and watch the full video after the fact if you understand Yoruba. Truth or dead. Let's play this. Okay, we're at 1 hour and 20 minutes in. I might as well just finish it.
Why? O ṣe máa yẹ pé rúmi náà máa bá nírú nǹkan báyẹn kò dáa nǹkan burúkú ni.
See? She's saying it's a bad thing. She's saying it's a bad thing. Okay.
Tó dùn mí jù ni wípé tó dùn mí jù.
What was so
tí mo fi lè
painful?
sọ pé bóyá ìjọba ṣẹ̀ mí.
Greatest regrets.
Tí ó dẹ̀ dùn mí kò dẹ̀ tún ṣẹ̀ mí náà bí nǹkan tí Ọlọ́run bá ti ní pé bó ṣe máa rí nìyẹn kò sí nǹkan tí èèyàn fẹ́ ṣe ó máa rí bẹ́ẹ̀. Because ìgbà tọ́rọ̀ yìí ṣẹlẹ̀ kò pè mí láti ìgbà tèmi àti ẹ ti fẹ́ra wa àjọ kò pè mí fún ìṣẹ́jú kan pé mo máa gbọ́ pé wọ́n máa sọ pé kinní kan mo máa rí traces nǹkan kan ṣé mo pé kò sí 4 years lèmi àti ẹ fi fẹ́ra wa tá a fi jọ ń gbé lọ́kọ láya so nǹkan mi kò sí pé nínú 4 years yẹn náà pé èèyàn ní rí nǹkan tí kò dáa nínú ìwà ìyàwó ẹ̀ tó fẹ́ sílé àbí ìwà ọkọ ẹ̀ tẹ́jọ ń bára yín gbé tí ẹ̀ ní lè sọ fúnra yín tó bá jẹ́ wípé nǹkan tí ẹnìyẹn ti ń ṣe tẹ́lẹ̀ ó máa ti rí tó yẹ pé nǹkan tí mo ti ń ṣe tẹ́lẹ̀ ni kò kí n ṣe táìmù yìí ló máa rí tó ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ máa sọ fún mi because ṣẹ́rí Láǹdẹ̀ tẹ́ ń wò yẹn Láǹdẹ̀ jẹ́ nǹkan tó yẹ pé kò mọ bó ṣe ń gbé ọ̀rọ̀ sínú eré èèyàn tí ṣẹ́rí gbogbo nǹkan tó mú ọ̀rọ̀ yìí jáde ni wípé Láǹdẹ̀ jẹ́ nǹkan tó yẹ pé kò mọ bó ṣe ń gbọ́rọ̀ sínú so irú nǹkan yìí ò lè ṣẹlẹ̀ gbogbo pé ó ti ń fẹ́yàn kan láftà gbà tí a jà tí mo kúrò ní ilé ẹ̀ ni mo notice pé gbogbo àwọn nǹkan tó gbọ́ tó fi ń rí àtì yẹn ipa lọ play game láftà gbà tí mo kúrò lọ́dọ̀ ẹ̀ òun ló ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ gbọ́ gbogbo àwọn nǹkan yẹn kò kí n ṣe pé nígbà tí mo wà ní ọ̀dọ̀ ẹ̀ mọ̀ bóyá ìgbà tí mo kúrò tèmi pé Mary Gold tèmi ṣàlàyé tí mo send message sí Mary Gold bóyá ni Mary náà wò pé wàá ṣe sọ pé mi ni mo lé ẹ kúrò nílé ọkọ ẹ mọ̀ pé òun náà máa fẹ́ sàn kan obìnrin ìwà wa ni wípé tí a bá ti jà tó bá ṣàtàbá ti láṣìírí lọ́wọ́ ara bí kátù àwọn ìlòmí irú ẹ̀dá tọ́lọ́ ń dá wọn nìyẹn kò kí n ṣe gbogbo obìnrin because èmi ò lè ṣe àmì tí in fact ṣe rí àwọn nǹkan tí mò ń sọ yìí gan-an kò ń ṣe nǹkan tí mo máa ń ṣe pé bóyá kí n máa sọ síta because tó bá fàṣírí sí mi lọ́wọ́ àṣírí ni.
Wow, look at this. 94% of people believe company culture is important.
Mi kì í sọ síta mi kì í ìwọ tí o bá tú àṣírí ọmọlàkejì Ọlọ́run máa tú àṣírí ẹ̀ so irú nǹkan yẹn mi kì í hùwà báyìí.
In one of our write-ups wọ́n ní pé èèyàn tẹ́ ń fẹ́ tẹ́lẹ̀ pé ó yẹ kó ra mọ́tò fún yín àbó fẹ́ ra mọ́tò fún yín pé torí pé wọ́n ká yín pé máa ń rìnrìn kùrìn torí ẹ̀ ni wọ́n ṣe ra mi ò mọ ẹni tó ń sọ ṣé bàbá ọmọ yín tẹ́ bí ọmọ méjì fún ni abẹ́ni tẹ́ ń sọ pé ó kówó múvì lẹ̀ fún yín tó jẹ́ pé wọ́n lọ sọ̀rọ̀ fún yẹn ni wọ́n ń sọ àti pé ṣẹ́yìn ṣe nǹkan bẹ́ẹ̀.
Are you a cheater?
Mi ì ṣe nǹkan tó jọ báyẹn o ẹni tí mò ń fẹ́ tẹ́lẹ̀ tóun gan bá ń wo ṣó yìí gan òun gan máa kò ká mi mọ́rù nǹkan báyẹn rí kò lè sọ fún mi pé bóyá mò ń fẹ́yàn kan bóyá òun ká mi kò ká mi mọ́rù nǹkan báyẹn rí mi dẹ̀ ṣe kò dẹ̀ kí n ṣe ẹni tí mo bímọ fún ẹni tí mo sọ fún yín wípé Mary Gold ó lọ bá lẹ́yìn wípé wọ́n fún mi ní opówó tó fún mi pé èèyàn kan fún mi lówó ẹni tí mo kọ́kọ́ sọ síwájú pé èèyàn kan fún mi lówó kí n lọ fi ya movie that same person náà ló ń rí fáàsì kò kí n ṣe ẹni tí mo bímọ fún tẹ́lẹ̀ kò mọ ẹni tí mo bímọ fún tẹ́lẹ̀ kò tẹ́ because mòwe lèmi àti ẹ ti pàdé ìgbà tí èmi mo kí n ṣe ara mòwe tẹ́lẹ̀
ẹ ti bímọ ń gbà yẹn
mo ti bímọ ń gbà yẹn but mo ti single so Èkó lèmi ń gbé ní Kétu so gbà tí mo kúrò ń bẹ̀ lèmi ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ move lọ sí Mòwe so Mòwe lèmi àti Mary Gold ti meet ara wa kò mọ anything about my past kò mọ anything nípa bóyá marriage mi nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ nínú marriage mi no kò mọ anything nípa ẹ̀.
nínú fídíò ọkàn yín ó ní láti bí 8 months lẹ ti bá nǹkan kan lẹ ti ní nǹkan kan pọ̀.
Okay, so they are not asking her if for 8 months, because one of the things that Lande said is that they didn't have sex for about 8 months, that she would not touch him, she will complain and all that kind of stuff, and then she ended up in a truth or dare game. That's one of the things that Lande said. Here's the thing, okay? Let me rewind back a little bit, okay? 8 months, no sex. This girl is also just as ignorant as Lande, by the way. Let me go back. She said greatest regret is that he didn't call when he started finding out stuff. And by the way, he's not a guy who can contain his grievances like that. Like he contained his grievance for so long. Obviously, he's been depressed and all that kind of stuff. I don't know if she can really actually say that. But she said in 4 years that at least you would have seen some bad things. You would know if she's a cheater or a person who move like that, move very disrespectfully, in terms of disrespect to her relationship, that he should have at least called her. And I said, you don't whine. That was the way he responded to his hurt, you know. And then she said, as women, when they asked her, what happened with the marigold, as women say, we are very vindictive with our secrets. We just start scattering everything and tell each other secrets. And then, of course, Biola pushed back and said, not all women. She said, not me either, but in general, that's what she's saying. And then Dr. Adebayo said, are you a cheater? She said, no, she's not a cheater. That the person they kept referring to was the guy, the married man, who said she couldn't date her anymore. So now they're asking her, 8 months, no sex. What happened there? I'll see you, sir. Uncle Patrick, I'm coming to you very soon. What happened? 8 months, no sex. Let's see the answer she gives. You know, by the way, it's very possible that if you guys are no longer intimate, yes, one or two persons, at least one person could be intimate with other people. How can that make sense? You're like, well, it makes sense because the intimacy is not just a function of quote unquote duty. Attraction is involved. They might not be attracted to you. Somebody else might be able to ginger their brain in that manner. It could be a man, it could be a woman. It is what it is. Well, that's sad. That's the wrong thing. You're not telling us anything new. That's why we're asking you to pay attention. Okay? That's why we're asking you to pay attention. So what happened? 8 months. No sex. Hormones are bad.
Shefe throw more light into that.
Yes, Mama throw more light into that. Ipe láàrin 6 months àbí 8 months tó ń sọ yẹn bàbárọ̀ ni. So òun náà kàn sọ ni. Òun tó ń sọ fúnra lára òun náà mọ̀ pé irọ́ lòun pa. How is that possible?
Possible, auntie.
Lẹ́ni tí mo tajọ wà nínú ilé. Kò sí bẹ́ẹ̀, even though kò sí bákùnrin yẹn ṣe fẹ́ dance tó. Kò sí bó ṣe fẹ́ stupid.
It's not about dance.
Ó máa gbéyàwó sílé fún good 8 months. Dẹ̀ ní ṣe kankan kò dẹ̀ ní ṣe láṣọ wò kò dẹ̀ ní
ẹ̀ẹ́dẹ̀jà.
Ipe atádẹ̀jà.
It's not about dance, so.
Irọ́ ló pa fún yẹn.
So
bàbá làárọ̀ ni fún yẹn.
It's not about dance, so. It's called dry spell. It can happen, and much longer than 8 years. I say 8 years. Much longer than 8 months. I've heard of 5 years. I've heard of 8 years. I've heard of literally the last decade. Okay, it happens, and it's not as simple as somebody is dense or anything like that. Sometimes the man is just trying to keep his home together. He might find other ways to take care of himself, to take care of his needs. He might not. He might actually be the one that's holding back and not no longer attracted to the woman. Yes, it can take longer than 8 months. It can take as long as 8 months, and it can take longer. Now she says Baban Lairo, maybe they did it 3 months ago, maybe 3 weeks ago, maybe it's scanty, maybe sometimes they'll go straight 3-4 months and not do anything, and then they will do a very useless, dutiful sex that somebody is feeling punished. It could be all of that and everything in between. So it could be technically a lie, but still his experience could be true, that he's living in a sexless marriage. To me, if somebody is fulfilled in terms of their sex life, they probably won't be in the truth or dare. If they're not fulfilled doesn't mean you didn't have sex last night. If not, then they don't feel fulfilled, yes, they might end up in a truth or dare. Is that the only reason why they're in a truth or dare? No, it's much more complex than that. So you can't say, well, why don't you just fix your sex life? It's much more complex than that. Not that you're not correct. They should fix it. But it's much more complex than the ease of running our mouth, is what I'm trying to say. Okay? So she's wrong with that. It's possible that he's telling the truth and lying at the same time. From a technical standpoint, if you're counting, he's probably lying. From a particular his experience, he's feeling like in a sexless marriage, he's probably telling the truth. And I think there's a void in their sex life. It's very likely that's one of the reasons why she's so disconnected from that relationship, that she found herself in that place. She's such a reckless, nasty person that will perform like, yeah, welcome to the world of people that feel disconnected in their relationship. They do all sorts of nasty things. The nasty thing could be as simple as they're punishing, quote unquote punishing, because I don't really believe in the word punishing. They're withholding sex from their partner and they would refuse to do something about it, even if as simple as visiting a doctor or a sex therapy. And they know, but they just one day at a time. Before you know it, it's been 8 months. We're just getting older. Says who? Did you ask your husband if he feels older? No, you didn't ask your husband. Some men are withholding sex from their wives. What happened? They're just living life. He's in the man cave all the time. The last time he asked for sex, it was a no. So it's like he's going to punish you. What's the other nasty behavior that we do in marriage? Silent treatment. Well, you want to act like a coconut head. I'm not going to talk to you for the next 3 days. Emotional abuse. Is that not nasty behavior? Reckless behavior? Yes, it is. So everybody have their own version of nasty behavior they participate in when they are caught up in their behavior. I just want to spell it out for you so you don't sit out on that fence thinking you're holy. I'm just pointing it out. That's all. Okay.
In a graceful unfolding
all right. Almost done. We're at 1 hour and 30 minutes.
Jáde, mo máa take step láti jẹ́ kó ẹnìyẹn wá sọ̀rọ̀. Kẹ́nìyẹn dẹ̀ sọ bí tóun àti mọ́mì mi dẹ̀ ti jọ ní nǹkan papọ̀. Àbí ẹnìyẹn pé ó bá mi àti mọ́mì mi ṣe twosome.
So one of the things they accused her of is that she did a threesome with her mother and somebody else. Not twosome Nigerians. Once it's 3 people, it's called threesome. Twosome. Okay, all right, whatever. Maybe I'm actually wrong. Anyway, somebody accused her and her mother of doing twosome. She said, you know what? That's the kind of shame she brought to her family. She held herself accountable for that, unfortunately. She held herself accountable. I see how we can question if she was truly accountable because of the shalaye. This is about 100 minutes worth of shalaye. So sometimes when you feel like somebody is wrong, they should just admit it. You don't want them to explain any kind of explain without evidence. I get it, okay? But it's also a very difficult thing to do when you know, when you remember the same thing you feel, when you feel like your heart was pure, you just find yourself in a terrible, terrible mistake. You at least want people to see you as a human being, you know? So if you're going to feel sorry for Lande, make sure you share that sorry equally with her because they attract each other. You attract who you are. Lande is a Igbo smoker. It's a guy who would get drunk and sleep off at a bar. It's a guy who was addicted to gambling. It's a guy that clearly was not capable of making a wife feel safe and secure. If you're gambling with your money, the wife in generally will not feel safe and secure around you, at least not financially, right? Is that guy who, you know, it's that guy. So let's feel sorry for both of them. It's sad that they found themselves in that situation, if you want to feel sorry. But beyond feeling sorry, if you want to get any lessons from this, I want you to understand that this has nothing to do with formal education. There are the smartest. I have clients, smart engineers, smart IT doctors, okay, that find themselves in this position that they did something they are not proud of, and it tampers with trust. It destroys trust, okay? Infidelity, recovery, betrayal, recovery is a real thing. It's possible. It takes a lot. It will milk you. Well, I will never. Well, whatever. All the alternatives are just as hard as actually engaging and working on yourself. So there's no escaping the work. Okay, that is necessary. All right. Let me see this.
Okay. Mo fẹ́ kẹ́ apologize.
Okay, let's play this last one.
Alákọ̀ọ́kọ́ sí ọkọ yín.
She said, I want you to apologize to your husband, to Nigerians, the people that are angry with you, to women
that what you did,
that feel like what you did is bad. She said, those of us as human beings, it's very easy for us to judge, right? Let me be vulnerable with you guys right now. I'm gonna bring Uncle Patrick to the stage. Let me be vulnerable with you guys. All right. Ola is perfect. He's never done anything nasty in his life that he's not proud of. Do you truly believe me?
Yes.
Do you?
Lola believe me 100%. Right? I'm going to ask Lola that.
Ask Lola that question, right? I've never done anything that I'm not proud of, that I would never want daylight to ever see. Oh Lord, welcome, sir. Welcome to the stage, sir.
Lola, thanks for having me. You know, I've seen the Shalaye on social media,
right?
From different blogs. You know, like the bulk of the blame, I'm going to put it on this Dara.
Okay.
She's a woman, mother.
A mother, yes.
Yeah, they took it too far. Bible says we should flee. We will all be tempted. It might not even be threesome or la.
Yeah.
You have to flee. You know? You could apply wisdom, whatever might be the case. Who bring her so down? You know, this is what she's saying, Lande playing this thing. And when you're a fake boy now.
Yeah.
You know, that's all Lande. You are talking about you and your children.
Yeah.
Mary Gold, did you hear about him? Did you talk about Mary Gold husband or children? No.
Right. I think that one's a single woman.
Yeah.
So hanging out with that person should be. She did say she was already looking for a way to, how did she say it in Yoruba? That she was trying to not be around like Marigold, and not just her, but some of our friends with that lifestyle, because she's not married and she needed to move a certain way. She said she was already doing
went ahead and do that with her. That was totally wrong. That's the only way she was loose. Let me put it that way.
Yeah.
You know, we are all human beings. Thank God for what you said, that something we did that we are not proud of, you know. At least she should be matured. You know, she has had 3 kids, she's with a husband. She needs to stand on her ground with LANDE. You know, so some women are very strict. If their husband will say, if I lose this woman, I'm going to be gone. I can't survive if I leave this woman. People cannot even look at their face, because they have a goal in their life. And if the husband, you'll be drawing the husband, no, we must make it together. You know, you've had 3 kids. I don't know if they are from the same father or maybe one father. But this lady is supposed to stand and be matured. I saw one of the video that she and Marigold, they went to go and buy something. And they came in late. And like they stay at the gate that you are not coming in. They were just playing like a baby. Like, what is wrong with these people? You know what I mean?
Yeah. People are, you know, I don't know if you have an idea of what the numbers are, but people, when they end up in these relationships, in this modern time relationships, they are ending up in these types of mess a lot. The only difference from most people is that they are not LANDE, so they are not in the public eyes. But there's a lot of people. See, this social media of a thing. The DMs, sir. The WhatsApp, sir. The WhatsApp messages. If God will open your eyes to see people's WhatsApp messages, married men and women alike, I'm sure you'll be much more disappointed in the women because there's certain expectations of a woman who is married, right, in our society. I'm sure you'll be much more disappointed. You see what we call emotional infidelity, sir?
Yeah, I know.
You know, I feel like we need to address it more so beyond just the obvious. As I always say, I agree with you 100% that these things are wrong. But I think a lot of people that commit these things already know they are wrong. But there's a void. And how can we help people to fill this kind of void ahead of this kind of things happening? But even after it has happened, but even if you do, especially if you like, that would never be me. If you ever say things like that, like for example, one easy thing to pick on in this conversation I see right now is truth or dare, and how crazy it is for anybody to think of such games. See how you think that is crazy already. The devil is not going to present truth or dare to you. He's going to present something else. He might present a pastor, a pastor who is upright, standing. All you did was you just wanted to go and see him in his office and share your heart, get some counseling. That's all you did. So I think you already spoke to it. I want you to elaborate more on it, sir. You said flee.
Yeah. You know, we're all women.
But flee from appearance of the devil, sir, right? What if he doesn't appear like the devil?
You know, like you quoted a verse that say, you don't have to talk. Silent. That situation, I can do other things, but I decided to watch your program. Because I'm learning from it.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
So if I tell you what I've gone through in this year, but by the grace of God, I'm still standing, Ola.
Yes, sir. By the grace of God, yeah.
Yes, it's during my hard time that I'm always vulnerable. I'm able to accomplish. I was telling somebody that what I've not accomplished for the past 20 years in America, I've been able to achieve in a few months. Because I was,
focus.
The devil will come.
Yes.
Yeah, that's why that's the essence of you being a Christian. You will go enter Kotopoto, you stand up, say no. Even land themselves, the value has gone down.
Yes.
I used to see with this Antiramota or whatever. I think that's where it blew. But
yeah.
LANDE too is going down. That's what they don't know. LANDE is going down.
Yeah, LANDE is a gambling addict.
Yes, it's true. Antiramota, I used to know LANDE. I didn't even know his name.
Yeah.
I know he doesn't speak good English, but
look at what he's doing
now.
Yeah.
You are supposed to be targeting to be moving up. It's the truth.
Let me share something with you about gambling, sir. Let me share something with you about gambling. So, I was out in Vegas networking some few months back. I think I was in Vegas in was it November? I think November. Yes, November. So I was in Vegas, so somebody invited me out and said, "Oh, why don't you so come over to the Palms? Gambling, right? Vegas is the center of gambling. I think New Jersey is also, Atlantic City is also center of gambling." So the person said, me, because of the way I was set up, the devil cannot get me with gambling because my conditioning is like, just avoid that. It's easy for me to flee from that, right? But so this person said, just give me $50. So I gave the person $50. They changed, they said, give me $50. The person put $50. And the person actually was playing, what do you call it? Is it blackjack?
I don't know.
The table. So they were talking so fast, there's no way. If you do, people speak English. I was like, if you do big English, you will lose me. Actually, I'm not a big English person. So they were saying so fast, if you don't know the game, you'll be lost. But, my friend was playing. And my friend actually won some money. and then won my money back and gave me the money. I was like, oh, cool, you know, like I actually doubled my money. But guess what I did with my money? I said, I'm about to pocket. She said, no, you take $10 from the $50 you won. So she gave me my $50. I got 50. She said, no, give me 40 back because that's her own money that she won. She just won money with my money. She gave me $10. I was like, whatever, as long as you give me my $50 back. So I took my $50. I put it back in my pocket plus the $10. Plus I bought drinks, you know. So now the friend continued to play it, right? And then this other guy that came up to the table, the guy brought, you could tell that he bought hundreds of dollars. Probably thousands. It was a lot of money because he bought like the chips. They have the chips. And bought the table was full of chips, and the guy was going in, and the guy was like, And then my friend said, I will play with this guy, you know, because it's good to play with guy with big money, right? And then they were both winning a lot of money, right? So it was like I blinked my eye, and I opened my eye, and I opened like this, and then the table was clean. And I saw the guy that was bringing big money, he was walking away. And my friend said, he lost all the money. Did you hear me, sir? He lost all of it. He was winning so big. But the next thing is like I was just looking at something else before I knew it. Before blink of an eye, he was walking away. What happened? He had lost everything. How are they in business? How are these sporting, betting, gambling people in business? Because most people lose their money.
Ola, that was even big. Are you not in America? Don't you go to a store and see people playing lotto? Have you ever played it before?
No, lotto. Okay, maybe occasionally. Maybe I've played it 3 times in my lifetime. Sometimes they will say, they are playing this thing that they're about to win 86 billion. Maybe at work, in an office place. Sometimes I'm working in a place and everybody, because my work don't last more than 2 weeks average at any place where I'm consulting. So they said, sure, I will just throw $2 in there. You never know, you know. So they do for foreign. But me engaged directly where I'm because some people do that.
That's what I'm saying. That one, your own is even that little. People that go every day, they get their paycheck. They go to the store and buy $100 or $200.
Yes, there are people like that.
So
yes,
you just have to make up your mind.
Now, Esther, I want to ask you this question, sir. Dara is absolutely wrong. She did the wrong thing. But like I was sharing with you, a lot of people are doing all the wrong things in their marriage when they don't feel safe, when they don't feel secure, including men, right? What do you say to a man who is gambling, who drinks a lot, who goes out every other weekend, you know, certain behavior, or even something as simple as silent treatment? Because silent treatment is such a very common thing, sir. It's ridiculous. What do you say to those kind of people with respect to your partner? Because it could be a man or woman. Your partner staying with you or finding solace in other types of lives, even if it's as simple as fantasizing about that life, even if it's as simple as hiding under a pastor, because a lot of women go to church in Nigeria because it's the safe zone for them. What do you say to that, sir?
You know, I'm going to put it simple.
Mm-hmm.
You know, whatever somebody sows, that's what it's going to reap. You know, I was driving like 2 weeks. You know, I say, if God, Jesus come now, am I going to make it? I'm serious. You have to look at yourself, you know. I'm not saying I'm perfect.
Yeah.
But there are some things, you know, like I said, that as you become matured,
yes,
you have children that are looking up to you. You might think that they are not picking, they are picking from you.
Yeah.
They are picking. Why should I go and be just going out or whatever, drinking and all those things?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do have issue with my wife. I will be the first person to call her. You can say that. If she's there, I will say before her face. I will be the first person. If she didn't call me, that's on her. That's showing she's not mature, but I will tell her more matured.
Yeah, absolutely. I like what Isai said here. Isai said, flee in the broad sense of avoid situations or places that will put you in trouble. I like that.
Yeah.
That's the I like how she expanded that plea.
Ola, what was the first verse I pull out?
Yes.
Correct,
let me pull it
character.
up. Yes. First Corinthians 15:33. Yes, absolutely. Bad company corrupt good character. Yes. So no matter how good you think your character is, your surrounding, your network, your
network. What to land
agreed.
You understand? But
Yes.
Kini Dara role will play like better life landed. You understand?
She was just there. It looks like she was just there to feel sorry for him. It looks like they started by feeling sorry for him. And if you can't respect, if you get with some people will say this a lot. I would disagree, but I understand where they're coming from half of the time. Like, if you can't respect a man, don't be with that man. The reason why I disagree sometimes because obviously they're finding maybe a short-term form of respect in that person. Women will respect you because they think they will respect you from that standpoint of they feel sorry for you. You don't have friends. Let me be your friend. It's like that's not sustainable.
It's not sustainable. What can this man what can he contribute to each other's life?
Yeah.
What can we make to
Yeah, eventually you start calling him dense. Because she used that language dense.
I don't want to hang out with loser.
Yeah, you don't want to be a loser. Yes.
No, I don't understand. This lady, she's supposed to get sense. All this one she's talking, she's immature. She needs to wake up. This is very bad for her. Forget about Lande. I'm talking about her.
Okay. All right. I hear you on that. 100%.
And then the father Lande married her, Lande, but she must make sure something, she must be, a role model. She must be a role model to the children and let Lande sit down. People will say, this lady shaped Lande.
Yeah. 100%.
I don't know.
I agree.
For Lande.
Yeah.
For Lande now.
So women have responsibilities there. If you commit bad behavior, ladies, that is your responsibility. Do the right thing is your responsibility. While we can say yes, certain environments will enable good character. Bad company will enable your bad side. Your bad character will corrupt your good character. If you're keeping bad company and you're standing on this high horse that you can do, you're probably lying to yourself. It's only a matter of time before you commit the worst things that you might not necessarily be proud of. If this girl was an Olosho, they are calling her Olosho Ashewo Orishirishi. If she was, most Oloshos will never get caught in this kind of mess. Now, it depends on what you mean by Olosho. Some people are Olosho under the house, as in like they have a certain lifestyle, but they don't sell it. But they don't sell their body, but they are sleeping with anything and anybody, There's some people, I'm not talking about those, but if she's a bona fide Alashewo prostitute, if that's what she was, she's probably not going to get caught in this mess because she will be a professional and she won't be dealing with this. I want us to pay attention to the fact that a person that doesn't see themselves as an Olosho can get caught up in this kind of mess if you're not careful. That's what I want us to pay attention to. And then it to be easy for everybody who is looking from outside in to call you an Olosho. That's what I want you to pay attention to. So what are the blind spots here? The blind spot for a Dara is the bad company. The fact that you are living in a miserable relationship and you don't do something about it. Eventually, you can find yourself in a vulnerable position. Yes, and you might just wake up and find out that you've self-destructed. The same thing can happen to a man. If you know that you're in a bad relationship and you keep just pushing it forward, or you justify, you say, well, another way they justify it is a truth, a word of a truth. They might say things like, well, no relationship is perfect. I was like, yeah, that's true, but why did you say that? The reason why you said that is much more important than the truth of that statement. I want to know why you said that. So Uncle Patrick just told you, like, hey, I have issues. You know, if you're living with another person, sometimes you have disputes, you have conflict. That's called being human. But if you just make very conclusive statements that no relationship is perfect, if I can't hear your context very clearly, I might ask you, what do you mean? You know, why am I asking you, what do you mean? Because that statement is correct, but I'm hearing something that you're trying to tell me something else. So there are lots of marriages that are living in very funky relationships, sir. And they are normalizing it. You know, you haven't had sex in 3 months with your wife. You've been reading, you know, maybe it's hormonal for real. But you're letting it slide. You're just letting it slide. Your guys also said the same thing. And then you turn around and you say things like, well, she's weaponizing sex. Well, then she's the enemy. It makes sense to me that you concluded. And she's the enemy. So now you resent her. You're angry with her half of the time. She has no idea why you're angry, because she didn't understand how painful it is for a man to feel rejected, but also feel like they can't come and be begging you for sex all the time. She doesn't have the full comprehension of that. You know? So, like you already said, sir, it's not about Lande, Abi. It's not educated Lande. No, this happens to some of the smartest people. I want you to say one last word to people that are living in these funky relationships and normalizing it, sir.
Yeah, one thing that even came to my mind is the fact that they even went on to drink. To drink during the DC, that even mess up everything.
The drink, yeah. So some people use the drinking to numb their pain. Smoking weed, then use it to numb pain. Smoking weed, people use it to numb both physical pain and mental issues. You know.
Yeah, that's a bad route. You know what I mean? That's a bad route. I had maybe I shouldn't say it in this forum.
Yeah, be careful, sir.
Yeah. You know, when we were little, one of my uncles used to sell weed in bags in Nigeria then.
Oh.
And as a little kid, what we used to do is to go and separate the seed from the weed.
Okay.
I didn't know then. That was an abuse. So the weed they sell in America are even chemicalized.
Yeah, they're mixing those things with all kind of stuff.
You know where we come from. If they puff one weed in Nigeria, some of them will be colo. I'm serious. These are no weed, just destroying people. So people should just stay away from that. They should seek, even in Nigeria, you can seek for therapy, have people talk, you understand, involve people. We respect elders. That's an option. I'm not saying you should call everybody, but respectable people that can come and talk to this person. Like this girl, she can invite people to talk to Lande. You know what she said when the man used the money for car to gamble, just where that's happened, that's nothing I can do. That means they don't have people that they can go to.
These ones, no, they have nobody. They don't have any wise counsel in their lives.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
We need wise counsel. If we are in America, we need it. We need, let me round up the greatest asset God has given me are people.
People. In your last show,
Yeah.
That's a word, sir.
People that can call.
Yes.
Have I not called you before allowing something? Quickly respond.
Yeah.
So people should utilize that. You have a blind spot. Let me round up. People are in a blind spot about one situation. So they need to engage people to help them.
Yeah.
You just said it, you have people, doctors, engineers that are coming to you. You understand? So that's what people need. You can, when you're in that situation that you can't see much, you can't see like your face is covered. You need people to help you to navigate.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I said we are human. If you are in a situation, you have people. I have pastor friend, I have PhD marriage counseling, I have people that can call the answer me once by God's grace. Well-known people in America that will, call them. That's what I'm going to advise. Call them when you're in a situation that call people for counseling.
Yeah.
Call online for that can handle your case. Call her can refer to other people. You understand? That's how we navigate.
Yeah. Yeah.
One pastor told me the case that is so miserable that he cannot handle is when people have mental issue. The marriage he has handled.
Yes.
When people have mental issue, but this one is not. It's more. You can't handle this.
Yes.
You understand? I be taking where that DV and emotional abuse. Those are the ones that sees as terrible.
Yeah.
But anything above beyond that, you can handle. Those as you can see, work on it very well. But all those three will take time. So go well for solar. People just cancel. People should see cancel.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Seek help, and it's okay if you vetted your pastor very well. If that's what you can afford, just make sure you have good people around you.
Yeah.
Otherwise, make sure they have enough wisdom to handle the complexities of these issues we're talking about. It will not be as simple as Lande is uneducated, Abi they are Oloshos. Trust me, it's not that simple. But thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, my brother. God bless.
All right, sir. Take care. All right, everybody. I think I'm just going to end it there. I'm not going to waste any more of your time. Hit the like button, share, subscribe, turn up your notifications so you're notified when we go live. Share. Hopefully been enlightened and educated. I'll see you on the next one. Oh, before I leave, there's a video we just dropped. This video right here is called Fast Karma. So it's a video on the Ashake stuff. Go ahead and watch it. It's already on the channel. So go ahead and watch that. Or save it to your watch later. Hopefully you've been enlightened, educated. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.
It's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Make love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.